as like how well you think it was made or written.
Don't
One
even
of
gauge it
these
on.
days, we're gonna just get you to drop that whole shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you watch Guyver one of these days, Wyatt.
Oh, don't do that.
I mean, I've
It's
heard
not
you
as
talk
good
about
as
Guyver
Berserk,
before.
but
I
it's
still
my
have no idea what it
favorite
actually
anime
is.
ever. So
Yeah, but Berserk is one of those like really. It's a great manga. It's a horrible anime. Like it hasn't been.
I know the
adapted
98
well.
and the 97, the
It just
90s
sticks to
anime
the
was good.
golden age, so it's very incomplete. But what it does fairly well.
Yes.
Okay, so who's next on the? Oh no, wait, you still haven't given a number.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that objective and subjective, or? Okay. Slayer, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, when we finished watching it last night, and I was kind of fresh off of it, I was thinking, so there's some stuff here that's above average, and then there's stuff here that I think is like middling. So I initially thought I'd put it at about a 5 or a 6, but like I slept on it one night, woke up mad about it, so now it's dropped right down to like a 4.
Ooh,
at best.
you woke up mad about it. What do you mean?
Okay, we'll get into like the more detail-y shit later, but there's a lot about this that it's not just that it's generic, it's that the show overall is shallow in a lot of ways. And remember last night I was trying to put my finger on something. I was like, there's something about this that goes from just dark and gruesome to feeling a bit edgelordy, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Like I couldn't even think of like an example of what I meant. That's because like that's not quite what I was going for. It's not that it's edgelordy, it's just that it's tonally borked. Like it tries to switch from, and I even found an example for me. In the first episode, he goes right from the weight of just how brutal the world can be when he's holding his dying friend in his arms to like the harem comedy of him being dragged by the hair off, like by the other. And then you get this thing where like you'll have the harem shonen-y comedy action stuff, and the way it's done is like when people are just standing around talking exposition at one another, the camera will be framed in such a way that someone's ass is in the middle of the screen. So we're like, we have something to look at while we're listening to an encyclopedia entry. But they would show ass shots at like really inappropriate times, and I'm going to post an example in the chat. If I still have a fucking clipboard, which I hope.
I can kind of agree with that. And honestly, like, yeah, because there are a couple of points where, like, yeah, and if you're about to post it to the chat, I mean, I'm not gonna look.
Well, of course. Well, I mean, it depends on the character for me.
It's all of them. I can. It's even especially, fuck. What's bro's name? I always want to say, because of fucking Mr. Bully
Bulat.
over here. Bulat. Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Bulat is infinite in his manliness.
Mm-hmm. Also, openly gay. Fun.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he
put that in there.
And yeah, openly gay. So, hey, yeah, that was actually neat to see a gay guy be a human.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, it's funny because he kind of fucking gave the main character a little bit like of weird feelings too, which I thought was kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, why am I dreaming about bro?
Yeah, why am I dreaming about him?
Of all the people, yeah.
I mean, like if I got a freebie, I would, just one time.
I mean, how do you know you're not gay unless you try it? Bro wouldn't do that though. Bro's cool.
Yeah,
Bro respects your boundaries. He's gay,
Yeah.
but you know he understands.
He-
It's
he
not
under-
for everybody.
Exactly. Oh no, Slur, no. He died.
Oh no.
The power, the
What?
power of the rainbow compelled him.
Oh no, bro.
He'll be back in just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta go
Meanwhile,
get
I'm
his
trying to-
example.
I'm trying to fix shit right now.
Why? What's wrong?
Just stream stuff as a.
We're still
stream
live?
Yeah, we're still live. It's just settings tism's still fucked up. Considering I'm trying to just figure out what the problem is. You guys are still coming through, but I'm coming in like flat and not mono.
That's because you haven't had the coffee.
Eh.
Should we just continue down the line then while you're doing that? Or oh no, Slur's back.
Okay, so my own internet is apparently trying to silence the truth.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah, I lost it, but there's a shot of like after one of the characters gets killed, and when it's showing the body, it's doing an ass shot of her corpse. And nothing summarizes like the tone deafness in the show better than that. And that's
Was it Shell?
wordy. It's at its tone deaf.
I don't think it was Shell because Shell's
Okay.
literally being eaten.
Yeah,
Well, we'll go.
it's someone
we'll
who's
get
like
there.
she's wearing like a.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. After it was one of those, they're called like what, the Rakshiso demons or whatever. It's that one after Love killed her because they were introduced
it wasn't
and
that
then
it
killed in the same
had
episode.
like dark and gruesome shit and also lighthearted harem shit. You're allowed to have both. It's just this show doesn't know how to transition between them, so it makes the whole thing feel like less mature. But that wasn't even like my main thing. The main thing that annoyed me, it's like the thing I actually woke up mad about, is like, what's the name of the capital city?
The capital.
I don't. Yeah,
Capital.
I don't
What's
think
the
they
name
ever
of
say.
like Tatsumi main character's village?
His village.
Natsumi's village.
Yep, they don't.
And this goes okay. The main professor guy, what's his name?
Dr. Stylish.
What's his main characteristic?
That he's stylish.
And he's gay.
You see what I mean? It's like a lot of it is lacking in any kind of depth that made me feel like the author gave a shit about this world.
Well, I hear it's an incredibly terrible adaptation of the manga, but I know that's
I've
not
heard
that's,
that
that's,
as well.
Yeah,
but
I know.
like,
I'm not
if
using
we're
that
going
as
to
an
judge it
excuse.
fairly, we have to go.
I
on what
know.
we saw.
I'm not using it as an
Yeah.
excuse. I'm just doing it as a tidbit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I've
'cause,
seen
like,
some of the
apparently-
art in the manga as well, and you know this kind of happens all the time because it's easier to draw still images than it is to animate them. But like the art in the manga, much fucking better, and even to the point where it's not just that the individual panels look better; it's that people's designs have a bit more personality, which I think would help a little bit, not much, because it doesn't really change the writing, and doesn't change the fact that they use very tropey characters so that we get to know them incredibly quickly and efficiently. But the reason they have to do that is because they're going to kill them off quite quickly because it's a pretty short show. So you have to like very rapidly come to care about these characters, and that only works for a few of them. And that's kind of the thing. The things I think that are actually really good about the show is like a handful of characters. Some of the fights are really well done and they'll out pretty well. Everything looks pretty cool, although the character designs, like, and this is like just an extension of world building, which we'll probably get into later as well. It's just nobody looks like they're from the same time period, and sometimes they don't even look like they're from the same show.
Yeah.
And there's a
Tatsumi has like a weird fucking sweater vest going on for some reason.
Akame is wearing like a schoolgirl uniform.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That was really fucking
She's-
weird.
Well, Akame
she's
and
kind.
and
No, I was about to
Kurone.
say she's kind of wearing one, but her sister definitely is wearing one.
Oh yeah.
So okay, fair enough.
But yeah, it's like
You're
overall, I
making-
still
you're making-
think the show is worth a watch. Like it has some parts about it that I
Mhm.
think are really good and above average, but there is just some shit dragging it down, and the world feels really thin.
Okay. Yeah, you raise good points. And yeah, like, and some of them are some of my complaints as well.
So yeah, that was a lot more than a number, but yeah, you know.
Well, then, can you give us a number?
Yeah, he did.
I
He said it
think
was
I
like a
landed
four,
on
Said
about a
right?
four.
4.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
4? Okay, 4. Okay, my bad. All right, well, that's fair. Jake, how would you? So, you said you'd have to rewatch it to get like a good like
A good objective number on it, but in terms of just personal, I would put it at like a purely subjective, like an 8 because I absolutely adore it. It's like my third favorite anime ever. But I do agree with what Slur said, because just going based off of memory, those are certainly some of the criticisms I have. If I were to just if I were to rip out my heart and put it in a box and just look at it critically.
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
You probably
But,
arrive at the same place because if I'm going off of just subjective how much I enjoyed the experience of watching, it's about like a 7 because it was a lot of fun watching it with the guys.
Oh yeah, I absolutely adore it. Just I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain aside from I was telling you guys that it helped me get back into YouTube. But aside from that, I don't know. I just really like all the characters, even if like a lot of them is just like Slur it's really quick, get to know them, it's efficient. If there's one thing that I'm just going based off memory, I do think that they should have spaced out Blot and Shell's death. Like they should have spaced it out. They should have spaced it out a little bit, right?
I don't know if I can agree with that because it is only 4 episodes.
Yeah,
but that's enough space between both of them.
Yeah, but like what I'm talking about is like there are a lot of times where you go look at the show, it's like okay, obviously we're gonna need to reconstruct some things, but like when you're constructing the show, it's like, okay, we're gonna have Shell die like what, the episode after Bulat dies, or like the
Shell dies episode 3, I think, right?
No,
no, it's like episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6.
And then Bulat dies in episode 8.
Yeah. So okay, so it's like one episode in between their deaths. I would have had like at least 2 or 3 or maybe even 4.
I don't know that that's necessary. I think the problem there is that the episode in between didn't feel heavy enough to make it feel like there was enough time. It's like if that episode in between them was one where a lot of shit happened, or it's like a lot of growth happened or stuff like that, then maybe it would have felt a little bit more spaced out. Whereas I think the episode after she dies is mostly talking about the fact that she died, and then somebody else dies as well.
It's the Kill the Three Beasts Part 1, and then Bulat dies in episode 8, which is Kill the Three Beasts Part 2.
Yeah. Also, they slaughter a shit ton of villains in this series, and after like an episode or 2 of them being introduced, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, like the video game guy, like kind of bites it hard.
Well, they make a lot of references to leveling up and experience points. Not even that one dude, but like Najinda says, this will be a perfect place.
Says it too.
Yeah, level up. I'm like, is this a D&D campaign? Because it feels like a D&D campaign.
Well, it's like the writer has read a lot of isekai, and he thinks that's just how like people talk in fantasy worlds. It's like there's a miscommunication there. It's like he's not writing an isekai. In universe, this isn't a game. So people talking like that, even though I said this when we were watching, because like I pointed this out in the episodes where I noticed it. I think because isekai and MMOs are like the standard fantasy setting that Japanese audiences know, this is just kind of the default language around it. Kind of like how that fake oldie English kind of style of speaking is the standard for us.
Yeah.
Even though no one ever really spoke like that.
Yeah. Also, Leone's death is really dumb.
She gets shot like 6 times and then it's like
no. She gets shot like 6 times, but instead of going, hang on.
Actually, Jake, hold up. Let's wait a second before we get there. We're trying to.
All right.
We want to try to stay as spoiler-free as possible. Sorry, people, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah, you forgot to mention that.
Kind of fucked up.
Yeah, sorry, Jake, you weren't there. I'm sorry. Like, I fucking completely forgot to mention that.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of spoiled the shit ton as well.
You kind of went crazy on it, and yeah, I kind of wanted to. I was realizing what you were doing, but I kind of wanted to keep going because, yeah, I do kind of dig the show. So,
yeah. Spoilers, everybody.
We recommend the show. If you trust any of our opinions, go watch it. It's actually a pretty fun show.
Oh yeah, even like with my criticism, I still think it's worth a watch. definitely.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, and it's short enough you can probably binge it in like a weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Easily,
did.
Yeah.
No, you did it in like a
We did
day.
it in a day. And fucking...
Not even
Yeah.
a weekend. I don't even think you guys crossed into midnight either. Because
We
when I
didn't.
talked
It
to
was-
Max, yeah, when
it
I talked
We
to
had
was-
Max.
already watched like the first 8
Yeah.
episodes, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the first like 8. Yeah, 7. Sorry, we watched the first 7.
Yeah, we
episodes.
watched the first 2 together, and that was kind of just like at the end of a night when we've been on call for a while. And then those 3 watched like up to episode 8 together because I was off doing something else. So I caught up on my own, and then the rest of it we binged out in one go.
Okay.
So yeah, Max,
Yeah,
I think it's your turn.
So yeah, leading into me, I wanted to save Ninja for last too. I actually really enjoyed it. Subjectively, I'd probably put it like an 8.5 because admitting to a lot of Slayer's criticisms, and they are pretty valid, but I still really enjoyed all the characters. Like, I don't know, maybe it's personal horniness or whatever, but I feel like they're pretty well done. Enough to at least be memorable and stuff like that. There were some homages to other anime, and we'll get into that when we get there. But despite the world being like this crazy time thing, we're going to talk about that too. I still really enjoyed it. I would say it's definitely worth a watch. I'm sorry it took me so fucking long to watch it, Ben. My bad, bro. But yeah, I liked it.
All right, number.
Ninja?
You gave a kind of a subjective thing of about an 8. Do you have like an objective one to counter it, or are you just kind
No.
of like that's just sort of where you're at? You just really like
It's just right now because like I need to hear a little bit more criticisms, but like I guess maybe like a 7 objectively for right now until I hear a little bit more. Because like I do have
Alright.
my own issues with it, but like, well, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay, Ninja.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same camp. I would say subjectively, it's like an 8.5 or a 9. It's pretty high up there for me. Definitely, one of my favorite anime for a while. I think objectively, it definitely has some pretty substantial flaws, which could probably drag it down to like a 6.5 or a 7. But I still think, even with all the tropes, even with the issues that it has, I still would say it's above average compared to most of the anime that I've seen. So
Even compared to a lot of anime that's actually very similar, it's above them in a lot of ways. Even the way it handles its own tropes, it will at least try to put like an extra twist on them, so they're a little bit less generic, which I appreciate.
All right. Let's see. I've got some talking points if everybody is ready to move on to those.
Yee.
are we still spoiler free at this point, or?
I think we kind of went into spoiler.
Yeah, I think we kind of
Yeah.
burst the bubble a little bit
I
early.
know.
Yeah, by
We
complete
kinda-
accident.
We kind of thought we kind of
Jake.
That's not. If you would have told
Jake,
me,
that was
I will
literally
take
us.
at least half the responsibility.
if you would have told me, by the way, no spoilers for X amount of time, I've been, oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, it looks like there's good people on both sides. Anyway, so I guess we could start leaning into spoilers now. I guess unless you have any talking points that aren't specifically spoilers.
Well, I've got like ratings. Would it be spoilers to talk about like the world building stuff? Like we kind of went into it, but would that be
Not really. You're just kind of talking about the setting and stuff
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
So
I mean,
let's
we're
go-
going to talk about like what certain people's powers are, which isn't really a spoiler because everybody explains their powers to everybody they fucking meet,
Yeah.
Mhm.
except their trump cards, which nobody explains until they,
Use them.
come out, and then the other person's like, "Aha! But I also have a trump card that I didn't explain."
You're like, you too have a trump card.
You may
Yeah.
have trumped my card, but I have trumped your trumping.
Oh yeah.
I will
Well,
admit
I have-
the trump card thing is a little.
Well, it's the one thing that takes the fights from being great, like JoJo tier, because JoJo fights is clearly what they're kind of based on in the way they work out.
Mhm.
But where JoJo fights are, here is my power, here's what it does, and it's the way that I use it that's the trick. In this, is like, here's my power, here's how it works, but also here's this bonus power that I didn't show you. So it's like the fights are still good. They're still probably the strongest part of the entire show, but like they're just a bit below JoJo's, which is still pretty high because JoJo fights are fucking great.
Yeah.
See, I have 5 trump cards, and then when I manage to use them all, I summon Exodia.
Oh, they summon... Well, they talked about trump cards when.
Well, I mean, if you fight me on
the...
Wednesday, which this happens to be Wednesday before noon, my stand can do all this crazy shit. It's like, bitch, what?
But wait, there's more. I'm wearing my
is,
green T-shirt.
I'm wearing my lucky
lady,
underpants.
Paladin lady talks about like having the trump cards when it was just like it was just her hidden guns, and
yeah, that was. I mean, we say hidden guns. Are we going to go into what the story was with that and how
Hammer Space
broke a lot of things?
The really dumb technology.
I mean, you know that nuke was in her head, so she lost a lot of brain matter doing that. But like, luckily, it didn't seem like she was using it.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It's like I think I brought it up when the guns were revealed. It was like those had to occupy space. Where?
Yeah, she had the poor man's rose in her fucking brain. Yeah, okay. And yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, there's a lot of physical space that has to like.
She should have been drooling and licking
guns come out of their mouths too.
Well, actually, it's because I actually was having this conversation with River in a kind of related thing. It was the you know how like it took like fucking years for the actual like Buzz Lightyear toy to have like even a quarter of the features that the one in the toy had. And I was talking with her and it's like, oh yeah, it's because most of the stuff that he actually has in the movie, like if one, it needs to occupy space, and also most of those features would interfere with like the basic operation of the toy. Like Buzz's helmet collapsing completely into itself. It's like, oh, that needs to go somewhere. So that'd be fucking with the voice box in his chest, and not to mention his wings. And then the karate chop action would like fuck with like that would require a bunch of springs for that arm, and that arm would never be able to move properly because it always had to be set up for the chop.
I remember some of them were quite clever about it though. Because some of them, they would have some of the features, but it work in different ways because, you know, real life. So it's like the karate chop thing happened when you, like, compressed his legs together, because that's where they put the mechanism.
Well, yeah, but the problem is,
they had the
like,
voice
they couldn't
box
do
in
any
his
of the other
chest.
stuff.
And yeah, it was just like a little LED on his arm for the laser. And that was quite easy because the entire thing could just be connected in the arm.
What's weird is we're just now getting the lights on the ends of the wings. You'd think that would have been relatively easy. Just run a wire for an
No,
LED.
because the wings are just solid plastic strips. And to like put wires through them would have made them like exponentially more expensive.
Fair enough. The helmet we're never gonna get because like that has to occupy.
Oh yeah, it's just not practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always niffed that the fucking Buzz Lightyear had never had like a collapsing helmet. I was like, this ain't right.
I was always
when you said collapsing helmet, like my mind went to Crane. When the freaking facehugger went through his helmet in Alien, but then I'm like, oh no. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking about.
Okay.
Or what about the guy in Prometheus? His helmet collapsed.
Yeah, his helmet collapsed. I'm gonna touch this vagina snake, even though I'm a biologist and I should know better.
Oh god, yeah, we did a whole stream talking about those movies, and yeah, watching that movie again, that dude was determined to fucking die.
Yeah, we were getting really mad because it's like I just kept saying like, remember, these two are scientists.
Like rocks.
I like fucking rocks.
I like turtles.
The giant dead body arena.
Giant dead body arena. God, that movie is so stupid.
Where the fuck did you know? I don't know if this was Dr. Stylish, but I know Saryu had like a gun in her mouth. Again, where the fuck did that come from?
Again, that has
how does she reload it? How does she reload it?
By deep throating an ammo case.
I was going to say it's probably the equivalent of a Derringer, and probably Stylish had to reload it. Or actually, with the way that system kind of works, it seems like anyone can reload those guns. The problem is that making them out of like replacing them would have been completely impossible because when Stylish was dead, she talks about how she can maintain them but not replace them.
Yeah, that's just.
But like,
So-
what people can have inside their bodies was basically random anyway.
Yes.
Because you have that one muscle guy who has like prehensile fucking spear hair in his body.
Or body oil that suddenly weighs like a ton.
Yeah. That was weird.
See,
But I
like the problem is like I do think about this and then I just go, God, that's
But
fucking
it was
stupid.
explained, and I would argue that that's explained better than all the stuff with Siryu.
Oh
Like
yes,
Siryu is the standout.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
yes,
But the demons at least explained why they have weird ass powers.
mhm.
yeah. But like, I mean, what if Siryu hiccups? Does she just shoot herself in the fucking roof of the mouth and it goes into her brain and it blows
Wait,
up?
if she fires off like repeating rounds from her mouth, does her head bob like a fucking pigeon?
It's okay. I I always wondered why she didn't use like that the mouth gun when what's her face was trying to run away.
Mine.
Yeah, when mine was running away, the bomb was activated, like to really ensure that she wouldn't get away. Just pop her in the back.
Well, I mean, she literally wouldn't have gotten away though if
Maybe she ran out of ammo, and because it's in her neck, she can't fucking reload her gun.
yeah,
I
that's it.
don't know. Well, you see, anime
never
isn't
know.
about logic. Okay, if all the characters acted logically, there'd be no story.
No, that is
I fucking hate that idea.
no, that is a
Oh,
logical
God, I hate it so
fallacy.
much.
And fucking How to Drink said that about Jane in Firefly. That Jane would have simply gotten fired for like tearing apart the med lab, and it's just like So the problem is that the whole if characters acted logically, we'd have no story. That's when the talent comes in and you introduce situations that are not in their control. That's like basic storytelling 101.
And it's not like this comes from nowhere.
yeah.
It's like we have like real life stories. We have all biographies. It's like you can have stories where people still act like humans.
Yeah.
Or people who do everything right and end up fucked anyways.
Yeah, Alien's a perfect example of this. They're doing their jobs and then they just happen to they're like the distress signal lands in the Nostromo. They land on the ship. They land on some rocks that gets damaged, like stuff that happened even before they even got to the ship, out of their control, leads to drama. Like they had to fix the ship.
Excuse me. Or how in Guyver, like when the Zoanoids are killed, and you're like, wow, there's a lot of these bodies, but they just dissolve into like goo, and Kronos controls controls a lot of what's going on, and they can cover things up really easily.
I have absolutely no frame of reference for this
Yeah,
show. I've never even actually heard of it.
You keep talking about this Guyver, but I think
That's
you
because
know
I
Every
mean
time you
to
say Guyver, I'm thinking MacGyver.
That's
Yeah,
what I
no,
was-
that's
No.
like where I first go to.
No, what I'm talking about is
Maybe
this
MacGyver and Anime Girl.
this teenager finds this alien super suit. If I explain it,
sounds
it
like
sounds
Power
really
Rangers.
dumb.
Well,
I mean,
that's
yeah.
most anime in
But yeah,
general.
we'll stick to the anime we're talking about though.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so
yeah.
talking points. What was on our list again? Because I've
Um,
completely forgotten.
World building.
We're currently working on world building and tech level. If anyone has any other point, I was thinking it was really weird how we have like sword and armor guys, but yet like the basic troops have like assault rifles.
Automatic. Yeah, like automatic assault. They're not like single shot muskets or anything, but like actual assault rifles.
And then the minister gun, which just looked like a flintlock that had like 8 shots.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I brought this up as well. It's like there's no reason to assume it was actually a flintlock. I think it's just because of the world. It has the aesthetics of that like late Renaissance time.
Yeah.
But the tech level is completely variable depending on what we want to happen.
Yeah, it's also kind of confusing where you look at a lot of the people in the capital. They look like they're in that kind of medieval-esque era, or at least in maybe the Victorian-esque in terms of how they're dressed. But then you'll look at someone like Tatsumi, who has a fucking sweater vest on and blue jeans.
Well, not even that. Like,
yeah,
legit,
and then
there's
you've got
like
another guy who's dressed like a Yakuza member.
there's like
Yeah.
legit like Goro Majima from the Yakuza series. Like he's wearing a fucking suit and tie. He's got a fucking eye patch. Like he looks like he just walked out of the fucking like Yakuza.
Yeah, like we're
universe into
expecting
this
him
one.
to suddenly want to fight me and go, "Get
Well, that, but like I'm saying, like it clashes hardcore with like everything we've seen.
And then of
And
course
that's kind of
you
what I
have
meant
you
when I
have
said
fucking
everybody looks like they're
cybernetic
from different
arms
shows.
too.
Yeah,
Which is
cybernetic
weird.
arms, body enhancements, brain nukes, and
Yeah.
like just regular ass iron armor.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and there's a difference between like something like that and like Full Metal Alchemist, where you could be a little bit more forgiving. Because let's face it,
Like-
alchemy was said to be science, but it was pretty much just magic.
Well, yeah,
Like,
it is a
wasn't
magic system.
automail like an established aspect of the universe as these replacements, and it was kind of gone into and explained, I think.
Automail. It was said
Yeah.
to have been. Okay, fuck me. I'm trying to rely on Mike. Like it's been years since I've watched Full Metal Alchemist. Automail was described as it's optional, but it's very rare in most cases, especially in the poorer areas of the world. The only reason that Ed and I was about to say Al didn't need fucking automail because he was a suit of armor.
Yeah.
Ed he got lucky considering their fucking neighbors were automail doctors.
Yeah. There you also had like they were like in the I think the 20th century Germany-esque kind of technological state.
Yeah, Full Metal
And it was just a
Alchemist
lot more consistent. So like
Yeah.
you had a huge disparity between the tech that normal citizens would have and the military would have, but the tech that citizens had was kind of consistent. And the tech that the military had was very consistent. Down to the fact that they had an actual uniform, which, is nice to see. Because this show, uniforms are a joke.
Yeah.
If you have a uniform, you're a background character.
I like Esdes uniforms for obvious reasons, but it's really dumb.
At least two reasons.
Her hat looks great.
Oh yeah, her hat's great.
wear
I
that
love
hat.
her hat. Yeah,
And like
I
she
love
has
her-
those like little like poof capes too. Yeah, those two things are cool.
That
Yeah.
was really weird during the final fight. I was seeing it's like why are those there?
Well, I interpreted that like they kind of looked similar because like they both like so like when she activates her Bonkai or whatever, her hair looks similar to Esdeath because they both have like demons in them now.
All right.
They ever did? Okay, would that count as world building? Akame's like trump card, is that part of the world building?
I have
Or is
an
that a
issue.
sep-
With,
So
I,
that
I
was
have an
the
issue.
very
It's part of like
last
the whole
second.
power system, which I think is kind of like something we can cover on its own because the
Okay.
Imperial arms are kind of a magic system of their own.
Yeah,
It's kind of like it's the ancient tech trope.
Yeah.
also-
Okay.
Which, I
fair
don't have
enough.
a problem with. A lot of things have used it, and it's
Oh,
actually
same.
based on history in certain ways.
Yeah, but at the same time, I have an issue, especially with the commies.
Okay. So.
I mean, we've covered like the
is that
inconsistent
kind of
tech. I covered how like everybody, like all of the named characters, look like they're from different shows, which is very jarring.
Bulat looks like he came out of some kind of Fist of the North Star type of deal.
Oh, definitely.
Best character, by the way, in
Yeah.
the entire show.
I agree. I adore Bulat. He's fucking amazing.
In fact, honestly, I dislike the main character enough that I would happily just remove him from the show completely and replace him with that guy.
Well, it's because he
Just
kind of
make
was
him
just
the main character.
he kind of was just generic anime protagonist.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem. Like everybody has like their tropes or like the generic thing they're based on, but most of them have at least some kind of twist. Whereas we barely talk with the main character, even like right after finishing the show, we barely talk about him because he's such a non-entity. He's literally just a stand-in, so we have a POV.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, would he be considered a Mary Sue since literally every girl wants to fuck him?
I wouldn't go.
Little bit.
He kind of gets his ass beat a lot, though. So.
Yeah,
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 you just
that's
have to
something.
work
Well-
for things, and he has to try and all that. But he
I
has,
mean,
like,
getting
certain
your ass beat. I
moments,
mean,
but,
Bella Swan's a Mary Sue, and she gets her ass beat quite a bit.
Wait, hold
throughout
on.
the series.
Then I would say inherently she's not a Mary Sue because that's like don't you have to follow that's one of the check.
No,
No,
you can-
it's
you
not
can-
so exact. You can
So,
be like
yeah, it's
differing
not-
degrees of Sue.
Like Mary
Okay.
Sue's can have quote unquote flaws, but their flaws are inconsequential, and they can get beat up and not have superpowers, but the plot still bends and breaks around them in illogical ways.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. I
like,
guess the
kind
So
it's
a big
weird. I feel
giveaway
like
as well is if their flaws are things that just make people like them more, then they're not really flaws.
Yeah,
Right.
like with Bella, like her blood like attracts all these vampires and puts her in danger, but it's also the thing that why Edward loves her and
Yeah, it also makes her
this,
super duper special.
Well,
yeah, it makes her super yeah.
I was going to bring up the prime example. Like the problem, one of the biggest problems with Rey was the fact that she rarely got hurt. The most she ever got was like what, a scratch on the fucking arm.
Rey is like the classic Mary Sue type, right?
Well, I don't even know if she's classic. I feel like she redefined like what a Mary Sue
I mean,
is.
well, when I say classic, I mean that's like what
she's the,
we
she's
would
the
She
Mary
ticks
Sue.
like a pretty heavy portion of all the boxes.
yeah. Whereas
Yeah,
like
I said,
whereas
she's
you
the
have
Mary
some
Sue.
yeah, like where you have some Mary Sues like Cora, which they don't tick all the boxes. They tick a lot of them enough to count as Mary Sues. But you could, but I could see why maybe some people wouldn't think that because it's like, oh well, she gets her ass kicked, or well, she has to do this, she has to do that.
Well,
It's like
it's kind of
okay.
good because at a surface level, pain and just battle damage seems to like that does seem to be a very surface level like indicator, like because while that certainly wasn't like the big thing that everybody points to, Luke lost his fucking hand compared to somebody
Yeah.
that only got like a scratch on their arm. Granted,
Well,
yes,
yeah,
if you want to think about like the overall consequences, Luke got a prosthetic like the next day.
Well, I mean but that makes sense. That's actually logical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when it comes to like characters like Luke, who he has protagonist syndrome, where the world is kind of about him and his story, but at the same time, he has to actually try to
Yes.
form relations with other people. Not everybody likes him on first meeting him. He has to actually like work to make a good impression, and that's kind of one of the big things that will kind of save you from silliness. But you also can't really get away from it on technicality. Like, this person's a Mary Sue, and it's like, okay, but like this one person didn't like them, or they got their ass beat, or like they had to have a training montage. It's like you're trying to get out of it on a technicality, which means you've just lessened the degree of Suiness, but you're
Right.
still in Sue territory.
And if I were to go back to my favorite punching bag, Ruby Rose is a Mary Sue, even though if you look at it, she's like, oh, she gets her ass kicked and this and that. But no, she's like always right all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the world caters to her perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's literally never wrong. And when she's about to be wrong, she turns out to be right.
Although I will say, is like at least in this show, is like he has his perspective at the start of the show, and then like by the end of the first episode, that perspective is shattered, and now he has to learn a new way of looking at the world, which that's not nothing. It's like that's like something solid. You can latch onto that because even though he is very bland and he's an audience stand-in, there's some utility there because this is like a really weird world, and the author has like a lot of things to say about like redemption and who can and cannot be redeemed and where it is that people cross that line. And we're seeing all this from someone who used to have a very like naive, innocent kind of background.
Yeah, that's one reason why I never minded Tatsumi that much. I thought he was fine.
Yeah, it was enough to keep going.
Personally, I'm not making an objective statement, but like he was okay. It's one of those things where it's like I've seen worse.
Oh, absolutely. Like there's very little that's really wrong with him. It's just that like there's very little to make him stand out. He's very bland, but he's functional.
Somebody asked us if we've heard of a show called Surviving the Cut. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Surviving the Cut is like what I think either Green Berets or SEALs.
Oh, it's okay. It's one of those shows. Okay. It's the is it the SAS one?
No, I think it's specifically Americans.
Hold on, survive. I could just also do this thing called Googling Surviving the Cut. Surviving the Cut American Warriors. Oh, so it's definitely not the SAS. It was various shows. Season 1, like Ranger School, Air Force Pararescue, Marine Recon.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what that has to do with what we're talking about?
I have no idea. It was just somebody just asking if we've seen this show.
I
never watched it.
Yeah. I watched 91 Days last week, and it was really good. It's a good anime. You should watch it.
Yeah, but
I think I saw
this one's not an anime.
in the related, I think I have seen SAS, Who Dares Wins, and it's just SAS people interviewing like the selection candidates. Yeah.
Speaking of special forces,
yes,
The assassins.
let's see.
The raid.
I was actually going to talk the next talking point. I have kind of going in this out of order so I can scratch world building off the list, and technically ratings since that's once we talked about those. Harem tropes. I don't want to. I'm trying not to be the guy that's just like get them out of my anime.
No. Get it out of your system now, because you're that guy.
No,
yeah, you are that
you go.
guy.
Ruin everybody's fun.
I mean, I'm also a little bit that guy.
Yeah, but you
yeah,
let us
A
have
little
fun.
bit,
various
not
degrees
quite
of
as
that
much,
guy.
but
For
I
me,
don't-
it depends on context. If you're like a harem anime, then fine. But
Yeah,
if you're
if-
not, then don't do it.
I guess ultimately this comes down to the problem of like the way when I was introduced to anime through like things like Lucky Star and Black Butler. I know like none of
Oh
those things are
God,
harem
Lucky
tropes.
Star! What the fuck?
Yeah, I was not introduced
Really? That
through,
was
like,
your
decent-
introduction?
Yeah, I was not a
Oh,
happy camper.
you! Oh my God! You weren't introduced to the glory that was classic Toonami.
No, in fact, Toonami.
I am.
I don't want to say
I'm so
Toonami was
sorry.
over because Jake, you and I are the same age, aren't we? We're both
You're.
like
You're.
mid-20s.
I'm 28.
I'm like, okay, I'm 25. So
Well,
it's
you
a
still
3
would have been
gap.
around at least when it was still airing.
Yeah, I think when Classic Toonami was around, I think that's when Cartoon Network was blocked on my TV.
Oh no, no,
And
no! You were introduced to anime through Lucky Star. Fuck! No
Yeah.
wonder that explains everything.
that explains why, for
It
the
does
most
a
part, if
lot.
you put a sugary sweet anime in front of me, I tend to just vomit and want to get out as fast as possible. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah,
It's why
so do
it's
I.
why I grasped like Berserk so hard. I was just like, none of these tropes. That man's about to get decapitated. That woman's about to be raped, murdered. Yeah.
You'd like Claymore then. You'd like Claymore.
Alright.
it's just like the fucking eclipse is happening in Berserk, and he's just cheering from the sidelines. Like,
I know,
Yeah,
yes, I'm
Griffin.
like,
leave the room.
Yeah, give it to. Oh no, I'm not supposed to be doing that. Fuck.
No, I'm more talking about besides the eclipse is
Hashtag
definitely
put it in the
when
room.
you definitely go like, oh fuck, this is when shit just got real. No, I'm talking
Shit
about like
just
when
got real.
Guts was fighting like the 100 dudes. It's like, yeah, you get them, you murder the shit out of those guys.
Yeah, Guts. Like your sword is 10 times the size and does 10 times the damage, but it's getting very dull.
Hold on, nothing
better
is
hope you die
funnier than
quick.
that GIF. Not even that GIF. That video of Guts' sword just keeps going into the sky. Whoa. Oh, I lose my mind anytime I see that pop up. I have to sit down and watch it and just die of laughter. No, so when I was introduced to things like Full Metal Alchemist, Berserk, fucking, what else was I introduced to? And subsequently, like a few years later, things like Hunter x Hunter, and now Akame got Kill. Akame, fuck. I keep wanting to pronounce the K as a G, and I don't know why.
Agamic.
Agame Gok
It's because
Kill.
I'm
Let me
talking.
kick-
It's because I'm talking too fast, so my words are kind of blurring together. No, through Akame got Kill. That's yet another thing that's now just like on the list of things I've seen. Yeah, I don't. Have you guys ever seen Black Butler? It's not very good.
Yes.
I
have.
watched the first series.
Season 1 is fine. It's season 2 that I
Yeah.
honestly say is the absolute worst. And that's
I know there's a season 3 too,
They made a season 3?
and a live action movie.
Because of course they did.
Oh no, the live
Okay.
action movie takes place in modern day, or no,
Oh,
the future.
Why?
Hold
Or-
on. I need to see
And
this
CL is actually a woman.
Why?
What?
For some reason.
What?
Oh, and CL is Japanese, like in the actual show,
Took
in the
place
actual
in
movie.
Victorian London.
Yeah, not just like a Japanese actor playing a someone from Victorian London, but an actual Japanese playing Japanese
Oh,
person. in
So
the
they
movie.
made this movie that is completely unrelated to Black Butler, and then they just called it Black Butler anyway.
Hold on, the first way you said that, I didn't hear the L, so it's just like you said.
Oh,
Black
Black
butter.
Butter.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know the chick that has the glasses? There, she talks like this when the glasses are on, but then when
Yeah.
she takes them off, she's really serious.
What's be-
She just has a normal voice until she gets killed, from what I remember.
Oh my god, this is a thing. Season 3. What the fuck?
Yeah, they go to a parade. They go to a circus.
Oh my god. Anyway.
I mean, by that time they're all
all
clowns
right,
anyway, so
but fuck, let's not get lost in Black Butler.
It's
We
bad.
could talk
It's-
about that for another day.
Season
Like,
1, Season
it's a
2 are
good story
bad.
for another
Season
time.
1 is okay until it's not. That's kind of just how it is.
Season 1 at least, like, apparently, because it deviated from the manga, like, its ending is very final. CL dies. Spoilers. But no, he doesn't really.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we didn't kind of get into so harem tropes.
yeah, it's like we kind of talked about how like you just don't like them flat out, whereas for me, it's a little bit more dependent on context. I
Mhm.
don't like them more just because of how often I've seen them. It's like I've seen a good bit more anime than you, so I'm
Yeah.
more saturated with this shit.
Yeah, same.
And I did appreciate that this show at least tries to put some kind of twist on them. Like even like the classic harem anime moments, like the moment where the main character like sees them in like the hot spring or whatever, it's actually some other guy setting him up to look like a pervert so he'll look better by comparison. Like that's a fucking good twist. And it actually utilizes both of those characters' personalities.
And
So
like
it takes
he
like this
at
very
least,
tropey cliche moment and actually makes it like something you can take
And
something
he-
from.
and Tatsumi technically ends up with someone, just one person. And he,
Oh
technically-
god, yeah, but like
it's not done
Bruh.
very well. It's not.
no,
done
it's
very
not because
well.
they do the harem thing where like all of the girls want him, but he's so deathly afraid of the idea of sex because he's a harem protagonist.
I wouldn't say he's deathly afraid of the thing of sex. The only time it really comes up where he's afraid is with Esdeath, and well, to be fair, Esdeath's a fucking
War
psychopath.
criminal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
also,
like
and
problem
also
is-
the anime.
the
She's
problem
But it's
also
not
like
just
the
her,
big
though.
bad.
It's everybody else as well. It's like anytime anyone else is like acting in any way like
Oh,
lewd or
hold-
flirtatious, he just like freaks out and like screams.
I would argue that's just because
Does
it's not. Hold on. I would argue that's just because the feelings aren't like warranted back. He doesn't feel that way, but yet Lion Chick even like apparently marks her as her territory. It's just like,
Well,
alright,
yeah, like I
not
thought
wanted.
that was like. I thought that was like the whole point of like the joke. Like, she was
Yeah,
like
she's
fucking with him.
flirting with him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all she's doing. She's like intentionally fucking with him, like not
And
actually.
if
like,
your response to being flirted with is to scream, like, bruh, I don't think we have a letter in the Greek
that's-
alphabet that
yeah,
describes
that
what kind of male
sounds-
you are.
Yeah, that sounds like that sounds really. That makes you look really weird and dysfunctional.
Yeah,
and kind
but
of
you see, then they
mentally
do
ill.
the like, harem thing where all the girls want him, but then like he ends up with one, but it's kind of at random, and it's only because like he saved her once.
Saved her once, and then
Yeah.
a fortune teller pretty much said, like, "Oh, you guys are gonna fuck."
you guys are gonna fuck, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, basically another character had to come into his harem and said, "Hey, pick that one." It's like, oh, we fucking all right, harem over, I guess.
Yeah,
And then she does.
and then she
Yeah,
fucking
and she
dies.
dies.
Like, okay,
You see,
so
it's only when she's
correct me if
dying that
I'm
like they
wrong.
confirm that he like picked her. I guess.
yeah. Now,
Even-
correct
even
me
though-
if I'm misremembering, but when he's taking her back to the base, he just stops.
No,
And she's
she
like, "Please stop."
She
She asks to die. I'm like, okay.
Well, she was like minutes away from dying. I don't know exactly
I
how far
know,
away the
but
thing is, but it's
still.
implied that she wouldn't have made it.
Still.
I feel like the implication's
Still,
strong
at
enough that
least-
she
at
was
least
not
just
gonna
say-
survive.
At least just say, no, fuck you, I'm going to save you, and then just have her die anyway, because I think that would have been better.
Well,
It
then
would have at
you
least
take
looked like he tried harder for the one he supposedly loved.
Yeah, that's my issue. It's like, you want to have her die? I'm perfectly fine with that. But
Yeah,
at
but
least
then
have him
hang on.
try.
But then, are you not going to respect her last wishes? Let her like get a chance to talk to you. Like I feel like that's a
Not
little
if
bit...
I love her and she's dying.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's one of those times where it's like, fuck your so-called last wishes. You're gonna fucking
Like, remember,
survive
at this point, like, he's realized his feelings after, like, saving her and like, whatever. It was rushed, but, you know, we take it for what it is. It's there. And he's like, he's holding her in his arms, and she's like, put me down. I'm not going to make it. He's not putting her down. It's like, I don't care if I have to, like, carry you to the last second. Even if you don't make it, I'm going to try. That would have been like a little bit stronger, I think.
Yeah, because that was kind of my issue when I watched that. I'm like, okay, why are you just setting her down? Like, try.
Like, they decided they love each other, and that's when she decides, like, I'm gonna give up now.
Yeah, Rip. It's like now it's like the Shmi Skywalker. Now I'm complete. I love, then dies. All right.
I love.
How dare you? How dare you besmirch the good name of Shmi Skywalker?
I know.
Dare you disparage the good name of Shmi?
Shmi.
Shmi.
Shmi died for our sins. All right. She gave up child Jesus, like Force Jesus, and then was forgotten about by most of the galaxy, except for the one person that actually
even
likes her.
Even her son.
I choose he died for our sins, and I was picturing the Shmi from fucking Peter Pan.
Oh yeah, Mr. Smee. Mr. Smee died for our sins.
I almost fucking spit out my coffee, you asshole.
Fucking Dustin Hoffman.
I choose to interpret Dexter Jettster as Anakin's father.
Wow. What do you know?
What do you know? He got all in that
mining in Subterrell beyond the outer rim.
Yes, that is my basis. Dexter Jettster is Anakin's father.
Camino Saber Dart.
Depends on how big your pocket.
Bob Hoskins, that's what it was. I knew what the name right.
Pocketbook is.
Me, I'm going like I got good hands, Shmi. We're gonna make something.
He made it past Shmi's outer rim.
Got him, Your Honor.
And that's why Anakin's such a powerful Force user, because he inherited part of the Chad energy that was Dexter Jettster.
Wait, hang on. I really don't mean to fucking dig into the weeds.
Somebody put in the chat the Shmi T-post for our sin.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Also, see, there's like thoughts on the Grey versus S death battle, which we did watch after the show because Maxie wanted
kind of shit.
Again, so.
Kind of shit.
Is it kind of shit?
Yeah, kind of shit. The fight was kind of shit.
The
ending was really bad too.
Please do that thing called elaboration, sir.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't really see what the main issue is with it.
Some of it was really janky, and the way Gray used some of his spells was not how they're actually used.
Well, they're taking artistic liberties and make it like an actual coherent.
No,
thing.
but
isn't his fucking like trump card or whatever like something that it takes a while to fucking fire up? So
no, that's not what I'm talking about. Not
no, but I'm saying like no, but I'm talking about like in general they take fucking like
yeah, but I'm not saying that Gray wins. I agree with the result, but just the way Gray dies is just dumb. Where it's really funny. Where Dez that's like I'm just gonna
cut off her
my
fucking arm and throws it at his fucking.
Yeah,
chest.
it's really hilariously stupid.
I feel like that's something fucking Esdeath would do though. I don't think it's outside of her.
Yeah,
character.
I'm not saying it was, no. I'm just saying it's hilariously stupid.
I don't know if it's stupid.
I just don't.
I mean, she has access.
From what I remember, the ice clones don't work like that.
Do they not?
Gray's ice clones.
Also, yeah, the start of the death battle, didn't she summon like a bunch of ice centaur?
Yeah,
apparently saw doing the show.
She does that in the manga. Apparently, like she doesn't like do that in the fucking show. That's what they bring it up during the breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of goes with the problem I kind of just have with Death Battle in general. My problem with Death Battle is you could definitely say it's just a nitpick thing because I immediately think like the characters wouldn't think that way. Like my biggest one being the Winter Soldier versus Red Hood one. Like when Jason knows he's outclassed, he's not beyond running. Like he's not above that.
My issue.
You're like missing the fundamental point of it being a death battle. It's like who would win in a fight to the death.
My fundamental issue.
Kakashi and Obi-Wan wouldn't actually kill each other. They'd probably hang out and fucking.
My fundamental issue with a lot of death battles is they have the correct winner, but their explanation sometimes it just absolutely makes no sense.
At least with like Bat in the Sun, like with Superhero Beatdown, at least it's just what it is. It's a popularity contest. Like that's it.
Some of their fucking fights are a little tismy looking though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the problem. It's a problem. That's legit though. The problem with like live action though. So that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, the fucking live action death battles are kind of tismy as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Like Gandalf obliterates Darth Vader. I'm sorry.
Well, it's like the Darth,
fight.
like the Batman versus Darth Vader one. Like the only way Batman wins is because Superman's in like the prison cell of the Star Destroyer, and then just boops Darth Vader.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how that alternate ending goes? I never actually watched that. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, he's fighting,
That's
and then he's just
stupid.
like, I wasn't
Wait,
supposed
so
to, I wasn't gonna be
who
the one that
wins?
beats you.
Batman, but not really.
But not really.
Yeah.
Superman.
Well,
Batman
no,
blocked
it's because the fans voted for him, and they're like, "Fuck, we don't know how to write Batman winning." Fucking Superman shows up.
Yeah, Superman was in the.
You're like,
fucking
wait,
contention.
that sounds way worse than fucking Death Battle, to be honest.
Well, that's why
like, you don't even have to do that though. If you want to say it's like, okay, because of the fan vote, Batman wins. How does Batman beat Darth Vader? Fucking tech. He's a big old sneaky ninja man. He can sneak around the Death Star.
He shoots a fucking EMP and fucking disables the suit.
Fries
Yeah,
Vader's
or
suit,
he does
yeah.
something to the ship to sabotage it.
Well,
and
Vader
fucking
can
get
sustain
away.
himself though.
Yeah, I know, but fuck it. It's for the fucking sake of the fight.
That's the problem when you have these like versus things, and why I tend to stay as far away from them as possible, even when they're in canon, like something like Civil War or Batman versus Superman. I just go, I'm good, and then I step away. I'm like, I don't want to really talk in this schoolyard bullshit.
Man, it's fine.
Or,
like,
or Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
that.
no.
Also,
Oh
schoolyard
god, that
bullshit.
movie fucking broke me.
That downloaded a rock.
They, oh
They
god,
don't,
yeah, that
like,
scene. I
yeah,
was like,
Alright,
fucking
alright. I'm
But it's a
cutting
rock.
this one the fuck off. No. Like,
They didn't
I
even-
will
they probably
not.
didn't
I will
even-
not have you ruin my Sunday with that fucking movie. We're literally talking about something we enjoy here. Let's fucking keep
Kong
it. to
had the
that.
power of Grayskull and still lost. What a fucking virgin.
Godzilla's atomic breath just lost kinetic energy during that retarded trailer shot. You know which one I'm talking
Well,
about.
but it also has enough energy to fucking pierce the goddamn. No, stop.
I love the idea. He's just trying to pull this.
Stop.
Like Max is trying to pull this emergency brake, and yet I'm just hitting the accelerator. Like, come on, keep going.
And I'm also kind of swerving into it. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking dumb.
we also have to remember that Godzilla like is getting getting like grappled and beat up on while charging his atomic breath instead of just grabbing Kong and ripping off his face.
No.
Yes.
Or drowning him.
No. He tries to. No, not even drowning him. He doesn't rip off his head like he did with Ghidorah.
God, the movie's so awful.
I know it's the
Why
worst
are we
Godzilla
talking
movie
about it?
ever.
Let's talk about fucking anime. Let's talk about Akame Kill.
Okay.
It's
The
funny you
Godzilla
bring up
anime
Godzilla because
trilogy.
Godzilla kind of makes an appearance in this anime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Godzilla
that's
makes,
true. Like the fucking
makes
goddamn
multiple
the necromancer of fucking Akame's sister. Which
Yeah,
oh my god,
man.
that ability is fucking awesome. Like,
Oh my god,
fucking
she's
hell.
literally Katana.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
We
cool.
had just.
Oh, yeah.
Like as soon as she
Katana.
started using her power, like the
Come
second I saw those like
back.
shadowy figures up here, I was like, oh my god, her soul traps the fucking souls of its victims.
And it's
Oh
like,
my
Oh
God.
yeah.
and she's also got the back of somebody, and she could kill you all like mowing the lawn.
This is Karame. She's got my back. She can kill you all with one sword swing like mowing the lawn.
You best not be killed by her sword.
No,
traps
I
the
would
souls of
advise
the
not
kills.
getting killed by her. It's even worse.
Yeah. Oh god.
I would
terrible.
advise not getting killed by her.
Oh my god.
Why was Katana not in the Suicide
That's
Squad?
I like did I removed all of that from my brain. Yeah, she does totally say that, doesn't she? She
No,
does totally
Rick
say
Flag says that.
that. Yeah, no.
It's almost like
Oh
she
my-
was tacked onto the movie for reasons.
Yeah, she was literally just slapped on. Here's Katana, fan favorite of the Birds of fucking Prey. Here you go.
He's got his back.
Yeah.
And then she didn't even have his back.
But hey,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Didn't
the
even
one
have his
time
back.
she didn't have his back, he died.
Just saying.
Oh
This
my
is
god.
true.
This is Akame. She's got my back.
I mean, she may have had his back, but Peacemaker had his heart.
I refuse to watch the Suicide Squad.
It's really
Honestly,
not bad.
watch it. It's actually a lot of fun.
No,
It's not
I,
that bad.
Land, and
I
there's, like, a lot of
refuse to
cringy
watch
shit with
any more
Harley.
DCEU movies.
Well,
I'm
no,
telling
that's
you.
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, all DCEU suck something fierce off, but the Suicide Squad is actually entertaining, and I would recommend watching it. Like John Cena and Idris Elba just butting heads is like one of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I'm doing it out of principle. It very well could be entertaining, but I'm not supporting it in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, then bootleg it and watch it that way.
I'm not even
To
gonna
the high
like. I'll
seas,
the
then.
only way
I mean,
will-
hang on. Piracy is a crime, and we should
Oh, yeah.
never
We do not
it.
condone
Ever,
piracy.
ever.
The
Ever.
only
We do
way
condone
I
watching
will
things
ever
for
watch
free.
it is if somebody says, "Hey, let's watch the Suicide Squad," and I'm like, "I don't have." Okay, fine, whatever. I get to talk with friends and watch a movie.
And like I said, you'll get a really good laugh at You'll get a really good laugh out of like brutal murder.
There's no point in showing off unless it's dope as fuck. Yeah,
That's right.
I also want Harley Quinn to go away for at least a year. Just
Harley
not-
Quinn's not bad in this movie.
Hold
That's
on.
the
I
thing.
want
This
her
is-
to go
it's a set-
away. I'm
She's
tired of
better
her.
in this movie than she is in.
I'm just tired of her in general,
she's
not
had,
even
but
just in
she's
the
still
movies.
the worst part.
Yeah, no,
Hold on.
I am too. I agree, but she's actually not horrible in this movie.
Hold on, I would argue that's a saturation problem. Like, cause
Yeah,
Suicide
that's-
Squad,
that's what
Birds
I'm
of Prey,
arguing.
and now this. It's like
That's where I'm coming from. I'm tired of seeing her.
That's fair.
Well, they're just determined to get at least one iteration of her that's actually good,
but
and
it's like the
nobody
animated
knows how
one
to
is-
use this fucking character.
Yeah, the animated one so far is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I need to watch that.
to drag it all the way back, this one I
what
actually
was
found
that?
a very interesting topic. Darkness versus edginess.
Ooh,
Yeah,
kinda
this
I
is
like
one
that
that I brought up, and I kind of mentioned this in like my what was supposed to just be a number, but yeah, it's not even that it's not dark, it's edgy. It's more just it has dark shit and it has gruesome shit, and the gruesome shit makes sense because it's basically a show where superpowered psychopaths try to kill each other. So the edginess is more just immaturity. It's like the way it doesn't know how to change from dark tone to like light tone.
Yeah,
Or
I wouldn't
how
even
it'll
call
have
it
dark
edgy.
tone, but it'll have like immature shit going on, like booty shots.
Yeah,
So
I
it
wouldn't
doesn't
even really.
take its own material seriously, and that's why it feels edgy.
For me, when it's kind of hard for me to explain edginess. I know we all like to pick on him, but he kind of deserves it. When I think of edgy, I think of something like Zack Snyder.
Mm.
When it's try hard darkness and brutality, if you know what I mean.
Well, the problem
Yeah,
with
it's
those-
try hard, and also it's kind of the same thing. It's like Zack Snyder has a very immature idea of what like
Yeah.
dark shit is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he thinks dark and like cool stuff is like Superman lasering a guy in half when it's just like, oh my god.
Well, yeah. Remember,
Yeah.
he thinks the idea of like superheroes having conversations is like people in costumes is ridiculous and silly.
But then again,
Yeah.
I don't trust a word that comes out of Zack Snyder's mouth because that would mean a full sentence would have to come out of it. No, if you like Jake, you laugh. I showed these guys clips of Zack Snyder reacting to like classic zombie movies or like video games, not even
Oh
classic
no, I
stuff.
believe you.
And it was it's like the only thing he had to say was like Jesus or pretty classic or God. Like he had like
Whoa.
one word reactions the entire time, and I lost my mind because all the fucking source material, like he used Walking Dead, he used Last of Us Part 1, and he used like the first Resident Evil, like the first zombie turnaround moment, and it's just like, oh, you could talk about this so much, but he just had nothing to say. And it's like when you combine that with when Ninja would talk about the 300 commentary and how Zach apparently just says whether or not something was CG or not. It's like, oh my god, you just have nothing to say, do you?
I mean, I believe you.
You're a filmmaker that just can't speak a full sentence.
Yeah, when I think of edginess, I think of something like, let's say, a Zack Snyder, or I'm trying to think of another. I think of like a lot of those ultra-violent 80s and 90s anime OVAs, like a Genocyber or a Violence Jack.
I would say The Boys.
Going niche.
The Boys,
is definitely edgy because it's trying to be. Because it's trying to be try hard. We got the goring of the whale, and then we've got like Homelander, fucking jerking off on a roof.
Yeah,
it's like
he does what he wants.
It's juvenile.
Like with Akame got Kills Darkness, I agree with the tonally borked bit, but I wouldn't call it edgy. At least not really edgy.
Well, okay, it's more like a couple of specific examples of like classic edginess, and most of it is just the tonally borked stuff. So like, okay, so for an example, you remember how the Simp Squad, they attacked like people that the minister didn't like and then blamed it on the night raid?
Yeah.
So you have this moment where they're taking out political rivals and they're doing it in like gruesome and brutal ways, and it's horrifying, but it makes absolute sense. This is absolutely something they want to do to achieve their objective, and it's all in line. But then on top of that, you have to push it a little bit further where like the little blonde kid, he wants to cut people's faces off for no fucking reason. And everybody just wants to talk about how much they love torture. That's where it goes from like the good shit, and then they just push it just a little bit too far where it starts getting immature.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think the edginess comes in.
I would agree. In terms of like its contrast, to set like the counter example, I'm gonna probably get some laughs. Berserk, I would say, is more dark than it is edgy. I know it gets assigned a lot of the edgy stuff, but a lot of the stuff that happens, I would say, is a lot more dark than it is edgy.
I mean, I don't. From what I've read and watched of Berserk, I can't really find anything that would be classified as edgy. Maybe there's some stuff in there that I haven't gotten to yet, but I wouldn't call it edgy from what I've read and watched.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Berserk is kind of like how you perfectly walk that tightrope.
Yes.
Because it's as dark as it can possibly be, while always staying true to like the context in which it's happening. Nothing is ever darker than it would be without like following the rules of what's happening. Yeah, like if you summon an actual demon, they're going to eat people, they're going to torture people, they're going to like murder people. But like,
and they're going to rape
we
people.
don't get an extended scene of like, none of it feels gratuitous. I think it's kind of like what I'm going for. You only get as much darkness as is required by the premise.
Or like,
and the premise just happens to be fucked up as all hell.
Or like what Zack Snyder said about Army of the Dead, how the zombies rape people.
And yeah, that's just pure edge. Like there was no reason for that. It doesn't add to anything. It doesn't build anything. Yeah, like it's just.
I'm very glad we didn't see that in the movie. But the fact that Zack Snyder said that, I'm like, okay, come on, man.
Hold on, did Zack say that in a complete sentence, or did he just go zombie rape people?
I think
you joke, but I don't remember the interview perfectly, but I think the quote is something similar to that, and it's like,
oh my fucking god!
What is yeah, dude, it's very close, and it's like,
I mean, I'm not the best at talking, but for the love of God, I can at least talk in like complete sentences.
Debatable, but yeah, no.
I said I'm not the best at it, but I can at least attempt and be like somewhat consistent about it.
Debatable, but
or according or if on the topic of edginess, according to one YouTuber, apparently falling down is edgy.
I haven't seen Falling Down.
Falling Down's not edgy.
Edgy is one of those sort of subjective things. It's they're applied to everything.
Jay Longbone did like a live stream of it's a really bad video because of course it mentions Joker because you got to mention Joker.
You have to.
Oh, obviously.
If you have a certain perspective or you're on a certain thing, you have to mention that Joker's
bad.
That's
a good example. Joker's not edgy.
Oh no, it's definitely not. It's
meanwhile,
and a lot of people also do this thing where they will classify like a group of people as edgelords, and therefore anything they like is something liked by edgelords and is therefore edgy.
Like Aliens versus Predator Requiem is very edgy. AVPR is very edgy.
I won't even say it's edgy. I would say it's mean-spirited.
That kind of plays into it as well. Mean-spirited, immature, try-hard. These are all things that make things go from, just dark and gruesome to being childish and see, that's kind of what you're saying when you say something's edgy. It's not just that it's dark in a really immature, fucking blunt and childish way.
Like dark for the sake of dark.
Yeah, like Homelander eating a baby. You're like, okay.
Oh yeah, that happened in the comics.
Well, not
didn't it?
Homelander, but
That was
Black
Black Noir.
Noir posing as Homelander. Yeah.
Well, because he's a clone of Homelander.
Yeah, because apparently in the fucking comics, he's a clone of fucking Homelander.
He's a clone of Homelander, and in order to, like, he went insane, like, because his purpose was to kill Homelander, in case he ever went evil, but because that was taking so long, he decided to speed up the process by dressing up as Homelander and fucking shit up, including, raping, Billy Butcher's wife.
Oh wow.
And then he ate a baby, apparently.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about like the deviation of like the source material. That baby that like then turns into the kid in season 2. Yeah, that baby died because Butcher had to fucking murder the shit out of it because it laser beamed its way out of her stomach.
Oh wow.
Yeah, The Boys is a very edgy comic, and it's why I don't normally say edgy. I just go straight to the point of saying it's just mean-spirited, regardless of like what Slur was saying, how it's like it contributes to the edgy thing. I just say no, just mean-spirited, cut straight to the point. It's just that.
There were like coming back to like Akame get killed.
Yeah, I was about to bring it back.
It never feels misanthropic or mean-spirited though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I said, there's like points where the darkness makes a lot of sense. It's a show about superpowered psychopaths.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of it is just like in universe. It has its explanation. It's a part of the characters. It contributes to us like knowing them better. And then it's just occasionally they'll push it over the line. Or they'll do the things like where something's really dark, but the writers are clearly not giving it its due gravitas. So their attitude towards it makes it feel childish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this woman's dead, but she got a nice booty, though. It's like, bruh, read the room.
I was going to say, was there any of those moments that wrenched us out of, like, a scene? I'm trying to remember.
Well, the booty moment, I think...
I don't remember the booty... I don't remember
you don't remember when Love killed that one girl that had,
yeah,
like,
and then, like, the booty moment, it's like him, like, looking back and because she was a beautiful woman, going, God damn it, I had to kill
the one girl that actually liked me!
Oh,
yeah.
that.
I thought
okay,
that was yeah, I thought that was the joke.
Oh, but that's technically a running joke because he says that every time he has to kill a woman.
Yeah.
He's like, what a waste.
Well, no, I'm
just
just trying to like
like
refresh
edgy or anything. That's just kind of consistent. And like, yeah, they're all psychopaths in their own way.
Yeah.
Because, they're people who fucking kill people. You don't get to do that and be normal.
Like, Tatsumi was like the most normal one, but like he fucking slaughtered that little girl in the first episode.
That was not a little girl. That was almost a full. I don't want to say full-grown woman, but it was like, God.
She looked like a little
girl. His own age.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was like.
I don't know. I didn't. She looked like a little girl.
But that's just because anime.
I know.
Yeah.
But he just. I mean, granted, like his friends are dead now, so good on you, man.
Oh yeah, the fact that he didn't hesitate and just fucking slashed her open, that was fucking based.
Yeah, I actually...
Not conventional.
Actually, I think this is the same studio who also animated Goblin Slayer, Studio White Fox.
Weird, because Goblin Slayer looks a lot more distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like, Goblin Slayer like mostly looks really good, and then occasionally have really dodgy CGI.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Goblin Slayer himself isn't actually there. Like, he is CGI on a 2D plane.
Well, I mean, not all the
everything.
time. Not all the time. Like, a lot of that's usually like some of like the far away shots, but like the close up shots of him like talking and interacting with characters, it's hand drawn.
Yeah, and then it's usually like action shots where he'll be CGI.
Okay, that fair enough. As opposed to like oh god, we all know the worst example of like the Berserk 2016 anime, where it's like it was such a god awful mix.
Or it looks like a Borderlands cutscene.
Yeah, there's that. Remember, we all know the gif of like Guts literally just waddling away, shirtless from the whole group. Doesn't even look like he even had legs.
Oh my god! Like I've never watched it, but I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, so this was made and released, and people bought it and watched it.
It was. I watched it. It was not that good. They
Like
Yeah, and that was
someone,
dub.
yeah.
Mm. See, this was made in like 2015 if it was released in 2016. And so you have to think this was at like the start of where integrating CGI and like the 2D animation together was still quite new.
Yeah.
But even then, I can think of like at least one anime from like 2010 that blended them like almost fucking perfectly.
I'll come up with one that did it better that was released in the early 2000s. Zoid's New Century Zero.
Never
I'm
heard of
meaning
it.
to watch that. I kind of loved Zoids back in the day, so.
Or Zoid's Chaotic Century. Then again, that one was a bit more rough, but like you had 2D and 3D mixed together. The Zoids were 3D, except for like close-up shots of like legs or like in the cockpit, or like when the head opened up and like the person came out of the cockpit. It was 2D, but there were some integration shots between 2D and 3D that, for the time, looked relatively okay, and the CGI for the time looked relatively okay too. I like Zoids. Zoids is cool.
Zoids is cool. We all know the best example though is, of course, Batman Ninja.
I've never seen
I
Batman
never
Ninja.
saw my favorite anime, Batman Ninja.
It's pretty fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, apparently Batman gets transported to fucking feudal Japan and then ditches all of his fucking gadgets.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, gadgets are not fun, big gay, and he's just like, fucking, I'm ninja now. And
I'm
like
ninja
legit, he legit fucking does like ninjutsu at the end of it. It's kind of hilarious. Like he does the fucking hand signs and everything, and literally turns into bats.
All right,
Oh no! Oh my god!
fucking
What?
god!
He does a
After-
transformation.
After fighting Joker's castle, which Joker's castle is a giant fucking mecha because it's a fucking anime. Because of course it's a giant castle.
Nope.
Dude,
This is
it's
why.
so fucking stupid, dude. We should watch it as a fucking joke because
Wait,
actually,
Oh
like,
no.
I do get
Wayne's
my fucking
secret
cherries rocked on it.
Wayne's secret art, Bat Clone Jutsu.
Like he legit does the Rocho Kaiten, like fucking
He
does the
does,
hand
yeah.
signs. It's fucking
I think
great.
I've seen
Does
that
he
clip.
Naruto run?
I don't think he Naruto's runs. Maybe
Damn.
there's also this weird like side story with like, so apparently like everyone went back in time with him. So like the entire Bat family and shit like that. So Red Hood's there and he just wears like a red fucking like
Fuck
a
that.
rice patty hat. It's so dumb. And there's like a point where like the animation actually changes too. Yeah.
So if you're gonna
it's
do
really
all
dumb.
that, why bother like isekaiing it? Just like do the Batman origin story. Like instead of Gotham, it's just a feudal Japanese city, and
Somebody-
just do it from scratch.
Hold on, somebody just commented that Batman completed his furry arc when he did that.
Oh no! Oh no! The Uwu device has come full circle.
Oh
Yes.
no! Oh no!
I'm Batman.
Um,
I'm Batman. Notices your bulge. Uwu.
Get out.
Or it's like Bat
You should feel
Metal,
bad, I thought.
or it's like Bat Metal, where he's like,
In terms of
Bat
the,
Metal is a better fucking Batman anime.
fuck that. In terms of like edging, like the scale of edginess, Max, where would you put Raiden?
What?
Where would you
Raiden from
Metal Gear? Where would you put Raiden on the edgy scale? Because somebody
I don't
apparently,
know.
because somebody apparently put a full like Metal Gear Rising boss song in chat.
Is
Oh,
that
really?
what that was? I just saw
Apparently.
someone posting poetry.
Let me say.
It was
Hold up.
Red Sun, which is Sundowner's song.
Yeah, Red Sun over Paradise.
Yeah.
Golden winds of the glorious sunshine, raining down such a blood red light.
Yeah, somebody just put
Also,
That's-
somebody
but-
wants to know, Jake, was Ruby Volume 8 so bad you couldn't finish it, or what?
oh, I am going to finish it, but I needed to take a break because it was like, it just exhausting. But I'm going to finish it up in the last few episodes and just in one go, one of these days.
So to answer the original thing,
Sorry, I just now saw the Red Sun. I just now saw the Red Sun lyrics. Good on you, buddy. I love you.
I'd argue.
I don't know who that is, but you're a good man.
I'd argue Raiden is definitely on the edgy scale. Like especially like his.
What would you consider edgy though? Like,
So
Because
I mean, all I have to go on is his design, and I think he looks like an edgelord.
I mean, he looks like an edgelord, but he's kind of like a heroic figure until
yeah,
like
the problem is like
until the midway point of the game. Did you play the game? It's kind of hard to explain without like you having to play
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
I haven't played the game. Like this is
Yeah.
just off of his design. He looks like a 14-year-old's idea of super cool.
The
Oh, yeah,
problem
definitely.
is like it's like with
He
the way
literally gets
talks,
a black and red variant of it fucking later.
with the way he talks
course
and
he
all
does.
that stuff. It's completely
Where?
warranted due to him like chatting as like a not chatting like his background as like a child soldier and like everything with the S3 program, which that's a whole different
This
thing.
program, yeah. Well, it's the thing is, like that plays into the game. Like
Yeah.
the main bad, well, not main bad guy, but your rival character basically calls Raiden out because Raiden's trying to be a good person. Like he uses his sword as a tool of justice. He tries to protect the weak, but the main antagonist basically goes, "That's literal bullshit. Your sword is a tool to kill people, and you are a killer." And that's the whole thing of the fucking game.
Yeah, especially me, because I played at the University
We're
of
not so
Dallas.
different after all, Jack the Ripper. Sorry, the fucking game's great. But there's a point,
son.
There's a point where like Jack stops fucking around and he actually embraces it and like he makes everybody shit their pants.
Yeah, when he says
well,
Jack
like,
is back and he takes.
Well, yeah,
but
like I know. Yeah, but the thing is, like, that's him just going, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to be edgy and I'm going to murder all of you, and that's why they all get scared, is because, well, now he's, like, stopped pretending and now he's going to be a killer. So I don't know if that's edgy, but that's, like, him, like, saying, fuck it, I'm going to kill you all.
It's a culmination of all of his trauma.
Yeah.
But
like I said, it's
nasty.
You want to know how I got that name? And remember, like, if you've seen the context for that scene before it happens.
Yeah, it's time for
like
Jack to let her
rip.
I'm
talking about before that. Like, Jack actually has a serious breakdown because, like, he's trying to, like, there's a reason why he's, like, acting like that.
You know who else has breakdowns? Characters in Akame get killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Okay, so yeah, that's kind of like edginess, and yeah, I'm kind of like at the position where I think the show dips into edginess. I don't think overall it's applicable, but like it falls off that tightrope more than once.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think there are times when it is just kind of like edgelordy, but mostly it's fine. Mostly it stakes like darkness where it's appropriate and gruesomeness where it's appropriate, because it's a fucking war.
You know, parts of me kind of wish they could have gone a little more hardcore with the gore, but I don't know.
I do think like the show would have benefited from being a little bit longer, actually. Because remember what I said about the characters, how they rely on being archetypes that you get to know them in the very short amount of time you have. It's like they have to try and make you give a fuck about these characters in literally the 5 minutes where they're explaining their backstory.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't work like across the board. So yeah, I think the show could have been like 10 episodes longer where we spend more time just getting to know everybody, like playing out the war in a bit more detail. Because the Revolutionary Army is just kind of like this nebulous, invisible thing.
Yeah, we see like one person from
Hold on. So not only is it like some not invisible, they're very much just a minor thing, to the point that whenever they are on screen, they're kind of there just to die. Like, because
as that just freezes a bunch of them. Yeah, as it just freezes them into a giant army sickle.
Yeah, like maybe all that is a little tismy, because like she's kind of murdering them all wholesale, and like yet it's like, oh, we're surrounded. It's like, bitch, what?
We're surrounded, but you're Esdeath.
But no, because they talk to the Emperor. It's like, we're completely surrounded. It's like, well, Esdeath is like literally killing an entire
she's
side.
Dynasty Warriors on them.
Like, she's literally playing Dynasty Warriors on easy. Like, she's kind of fucking going hamskis right now, and like, I don't really get like why you guys are panicking. She's kind of got this.
Yeah, press X to doubt that you guys are even really struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now time to activate Tengen Toppan Imperial Login.
Yeah, they don't do a good job of showing that struggle, because when it shows Esdeath, she's just mowing them down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think
once they finally are done invading the capital, it just shows the guys with headbands, and it's like, we don't know who any of you are.
Mm-hmm. I was like, look, it's
we have
Sanada
to
from
be
fucking
told that
Samurai
you're the
Warriors.
revolutionaries.
Yeah, we have to be told that you're the revolutionaries.
We're the guy with the crossbows. I mean, we're the good guys.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous how we keep getting these talks about like changing the world, but it's like I don't want to say we only see it from their perspective, but we do. Like in this Revolutionary Army, it doesn't really exist until pretty much the last second when they finally make their move.
Or they're talked about like in the background. It's like just as a thing. It's like, oh yeah, we're Night Raid. We're part of the Revolutionary Army, but like a really small part. There's this whole other thing. But don't worry about it. We're the ones who actually do everything.
Yeah.
Even
It
the
really
point-
does seem like they're the only ones that do anything significant until the very end. But even then, the rest of the army just gets slaughtered, and it's up to Akame to like kill Esdeath.
And even then, there's the once I cannot remember the other general's name. The one that with the eye patch.
Who the
Najida?
Yeah.
Oh, boss lady.
Yeah, boss lady.
AKA Big Boss from fucking Metal Gear Solid.
When she takes over, and it's like, it's one of those things where after she takes over, you look at the Revolutionary Army and go, "Why the fuck were you here?"
Needed to be. Don't worry about it.
And yeah, her whole thing was like she seems like she's gonna be really badass for most of the show, and then what she actually does is just kind of like give up her power so a man can take care of her problems for her.
She does punch a guy really hard until he dies.
To be fair, that is her stand. Like, but and she also is admittedly she's like like injured and shit. She's like scarred up.
But she does punch that one dude really hard until he dies.
Punches his fucking head off.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that somebody that like she loved or whatever?
Yeah, like they dated or whatever. They were going to date.
Yeah.
Tragic, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, world building not great. Characters mostly okay. Fights still the highlight of the show. Edginess, it's there. It's not huge as a problem, but yeah, it's there. What else did we kind of cover in talking points?
Let's see. People who can and can't be redeemable.
Okay, yeah, this was kind of one of the stronger points of the show because one of the neat things this one does, it kind of does the Phantom Troop thing where the bad guy squad actually has their own group dynamics and like banter and personality, and they actually care about one another and that kind of thing going on, which I thought was actually really cool.
Yeah, they're all psychopaths, but they're all pretty cool people.
I don't know. Wave doesn't seem like a psychopath. He just seems like
Wave, yeah, but
well, I mean, he's just a copy of like main character, so he doesn't have enough character to be a psychopath.
Well, I mean, like to me, he just seemed like somebody who got caught up in like the Empire propaganda and is now joining the super awesome team of the military.
Balls is probably one of the strongest characters.
I love him so fucking much.
Yeah, I mean, we give like Bro props for just being like the Giga out of the show, but like the actual best written character in the entire thing, easily Balls.
Yeah,
and his name is fucking Balls.
Yeah,
I thought it was Bulls.
And he's literally designed to look like a fucking like a fucking Valdo ripoff too.
No, he looks like a
fucking cool.
No, he looks like a fucking psycho from fucking Borderlands.
Oh yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah,
well, I really like how reserved he was. It was very, I guess you could say, not passive, but
well, he's kind of like he's like a sweetheart. Like,
yeah, he was calm. Didn't he cook for everybody?
Yeah, he cooked for everybody. He brought everybody tea. He was really fucking shy. Like that's why he did.
He was the most wholesome character, and he was the only one who like. He's done fucked up shit because he's a tool of the Empire, but he knows it's fucked up shit. So he's doing his best to live the best life he can, knowing that a reckoning is coming.
Yeah, literally, he talks about it. He's like, karma's going to come back to me.
Makes him so much better than all the other characters. Just like that dynamic. It's
and
like,
when he
you could have had the entire show just.
Yeah, when he dies, he's like his last words are like, "I have to get back to my girls. They're counting on me."
Well,
I'm like,
yeah, that shit got me so hard.
I was also going to bring up. I was also going to bring up how. When he dies, he was like, "Yeah, I kind of deserve the shit out of this."
yeah, he said he deserves it, but then he just remembers his family. He's like, "No, I can't die right now."
Yeah, because like at that because you get this a lot with like people who've survived a suicide attempt. It's like on the way down, you get that moment. It's like, oh fuck, I actually want to live.
Yeah,
That
which is why I was so happy when Chelsea got her head cut off.
That one didn't.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. How do you connect those dots?
Because
Chelsea
Chelsea
killed
killed
Bulls.
Bulls. Chelsea killed Bulls.
But remember
she-
how she does this? Like she uses the face of like one of the people he killed.
Yeah,
He didn't even recognize her. So like
yeah.
that moment was actually really fucking good because she's parroting to him the things he already thinks, but she's doing it in like a very demonstrable way that we can connect with.
Mhm.
It's like you've killed so many that you don't even remember faces, and like we know that he knows that. We know that he fully expects like his comeuppance, but to actually see that happen the way it happened, it fucking hammers it in.
Mhm.
It's like, oh god, his entire shit is like the highlight of that entire arc of the show.
Yeah, I like him, and I wish he didn't die.
Yeah.
I wish
wish
he
a lot
would
of
have gone
characters
back
had
home
to.
to his family.
I
He should've-
really wish a lot of characters didn't die. Like,
Well,
that's the
I
tragic
would
thing
have
about-
honestly, I would have had him go back to his family, personally.
Well, I actually
You
did like
can't.
that how at the end of the anime, it showed his family like trying to help rebuild.
Yeah,
They
it
were
showed a
running the
little,
soup.
little thing. They're running like the soup kitchen thing. Yeah.
Yeah, narratively, he had to die.
I know
war
narratively,
criminals don't get to have
Yeah.
happy endings, and he knew that, and that's kind of the whole tragedy of his character.
Yeah, that's kind of why, like, as much as I, like, for the moment it happened, thought it was unnecessary, but when you really think about it, it's like, yeah, that kid had to fucking die. The Emperor kid.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We talked about this after it happened. You're like, oh come on, he was being
Well,
manipulated. Sure, that has no. It's like no. For the revolution to end, the last ruler has to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I needed that kind of moment where it's like, well, it's because I actually more wanted to bring up the, like, not an accountability argument, but like how much of the responsibility before getting into the mech could the Emperor actually take, because the minister was just ruling through him.
Yeah,
But
the
then
minister
second-
was like the true
Like,
fucking
but
villain.
the
of
problem
entire
is
thing.
the second he got in the
Mhm.
mech, it started murdering the shit out of everyone's like, all right, there's always manipulation can only go so far. You could have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
could have easily.
Yeah.
So that's definitely
Oh yeah.
Right
Talk about that
after-
fucking fight. The whole fucking homage to Gurren Lagann was pretty great.
Jesus Christ.
Is that an homage? Because like, if that's an
Literally,
homage to
there's a
Gurren Lagann, then
point
surely
where,
a lot
like,
of the fights
Ghost-
are an homage to JoJo. So I don't know if it's an homage.
Yeah, that
or
looked
it's
it looked
just
more like
wearing the influences on
JoJo.
its sleeves.
No, but the giant, literally the fucking guy in suit fighting a bigger guy in suit is literally Gurren Lagann. And the fact that Big Bro, well, sorry, just Bro, because in Gurren Lagann it's Big Bro, but the fact that there's a ghost of Bro that tells him, hey man, you gotta do this, that's literally what happens in Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, that's very Gurren Lagann.
That literally happens,
then-
and that's like the
and
whole
then-
point of like the show. It's like, yeah, we're gonna fucking die, but it's like, no, the memory of fucking Bro will keep us going.
And then the Incursio armor crosses its arms like a stand.
It
Then
literally,
that's
no, not a stand. It crosses arms, literally like fucking Choginga Gurren Lagann when it's coming out of the fucking like depths of space. It's
Oh, no.
literally rising out with its fucking arms crossed. It's fucking sick,
No, I mean, it looked more like a JoJo stand to me.
dude. Like I could literally show you the fucking thing.
I'm
of, like-
not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that looks like a JoJo stand to me.
I know, but like it happens a lot in Gurren Lagann where like because Gurren Lagann is the name of the actual suit, but like Gurren Lagann will be standing on something with its arms folded over while shit like that, like on the front of like a battleship or whatever.
Yeah,
As like it's
I
going
know
into
that
battle.
when
Yeah.
super awesome
Yeah,
universal.
super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, the one that's the size of the universe. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's literally when it first rises out, it's crossing its arms.
yeah.
And
I
it
don't know,
has
but-
and it has birds for scale. That's why every time like they
Yeah,
showed
the
something
birds
really
for
big
scale
and there
is
was
always
birds, I was
best.
like, yeah, there's birds for scales.
but
that really
I don't know.
thing?
I just
It's
that
literally a thing. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something
that's what
Japan
happens.
Fucking loves for
that's
some reason.
literally what happens in the anime.
Yeah, and in
Try-
Gurren Lagann, like there's fucking apparently galaxy-sized birds next to
Mhm,
this giant mecha to show you how big this mecha is.
mhm.
Despite it standing like despite the shit that's already been established in the fight. But like I said, we can get there. That's a fucking great show that we're gonna get to.
Oh yeah.
Hearing all that shit about Gurren Lagann out of context might just make it sound like such a weird show.
Yeah,
I mean, even in context,
like,
it's weird.
Yeah, it's a very weird show on its own, but like,
Probability altering missiles.
fire it literally. We're firing
okay,
into the
fuck.
future and into the past. It's like what?
Alright,
That's
fuck
awesome.
There's an entire galaxy being formed in Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann. The spiral energy's forming a galaxy. Holy shit!
So
And then the
Okay.
anti-spiral.
That's why I'm
Hey,
like,
quit scaring Wyatt off of the fucking
I know,
show.
but like that's why I'm super excited about the fucking White Lantern versus fucking Gurren Lagann. I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to wait a while for it.
Probably gonna wait forever, and probably it's never gonna happen. But god damn it, that'd be a great fight.
To address something in the chat, Baki is on our list.
Yes, Baki is on the list.
yes,
I-
and two of us have already seen it.
I watched the first like 6 episodes. What put me off to it was very much not like a reboot where they're starting from the beginning. It's like, oh, see all these characters and whatnot? Well, we're gonna give you their backstory and really kind of clunky dialogue. And some of them not so much unless you've like watched or read the manga or watched previous OVAs of it or whatnot.
But yeah, it's a continuation of like a previous show, like Baki Grappler or something.
Yeah.
You
So,
gotta.
yeah, you don't need to have seen the previous one, but it would certainly help.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the previous one, and I did just fine.
Then of course there was like instances where you had really horrible CGI.
Yeah, there's horrible CGI, and the thing that kind of threw me off a little bit and kind of made it hard to like get into was just the Wikipedia pages being exposited.
Yeah, that was like distracting.
This is
Really?
definitely a subjective thing, but its art style does not look appealing to me.
I liked its art style and I loved its brutality, but like, because I really liked it when that dude like he just blows to that guy's ear and his brains come out the other end.
Yeah,
What?
Baki's a lot of fun, but yeah, it does have some things that'll throw you off, but it is so worth getting through.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I should have stuck with it then. I shouldn't have just said, okay, this is really annoying me. And then I
mean,
saw
if you're
like
watching it on Netflix, maybe bump it up to like 1.25 speed just so you can get through that exposition shit faster, and then you'll be fine.
because I remember like when Baki like he did like a backflip away from some dude, and it's like, oh, that CGI is awful. Why did you need to CGI that?
Some of it definitely looks really rough. Most of it's fine, but some of it, yeah.
I like the opening though. I liked the opening.
On terms of character possible redemption, do you think Esdeath could have been redeemed? Or
Fuck no.
Here's
Fuck no.
the thing.
She was so set in her way of seeing the world that she literally could not change without completely undoing everything she was as a person.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like she could have at the Coliseum, but the attack happened, and it kind of like reinforced like what she needed.
I don't think she could have. I would argue that at least.
Well, because we don't know what she would have done. Like she was about to, she could have killed Tatsumi right then and there. Like she's clearly powerful enough to do that, but she was literally hesitating. So like I feel like there's something there, but it was unfortunately cut off because of the attack from Night Raid.
Well, no, like she legitimately enjoys like torturing people, like just.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the whole thing of the show is like literally everybody can be redeemed.
Well,
No, it's not.
No, it's
No.
not.
Well, I
It
mean,
draws
like-
a distinction. Like some people can be redeemed if they recognize the things they did were wrong. Like balls can be redeemed.
And
Yeah,
I feel
but,
like,
like,
okay, so yeah,
Justice Bitch
I maybe misphrased that a little bit. But Esdeath was clearly on the path of like doubting who she was with
no,
Tatsumi.
I don't.
No,
I don't.
literally, she was like fucking like she didn't like. She was like everybody even said it. She's not acting herself. She's not like as into the slaughter as much as she is because whenever like Tatsumi wasn't around, like she was like acting weird. She still killed and shit like that, but she was definitely acting strange as comparison like what she usually does.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
yeah, she
could have been
softened
redeemed.
up a little bit, but that's not the same as actually changing. Because
Yeah, and
remember,
I'm-
like her character, everything that made her who she was this idea that if somebody dies, that's okay because if they died, it meant they were weak. It's like
Yeah.
her entire world.
She's a social Darwinist, based. She's a social Darwinist.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, and everything she's lost, all the people who've died, the only way that she was able to be okay with that is with that mindset. So for that
Including-
mindset to change would like fucking break her.
The only thing
And
that,
I don't
like,
think her own mind would let that happen.
yeah, the only one of the points where she does kind of just falter for a bit was when Tatsumi dies, and she's like, he died because he was weak, but how come it still bothers me?
The only way I could ever, and I mean ever see her be redeemed, is if she just says, is if Tatsumi and if Tatsumi and Esdeath actually ended up together in the end. That's the only way I could ever see any kind of redemption. But even then, you'd have to work for it.
Well, that's the thing. And like I said, I feel like that could have been a direction if the Night Raid... Like, I'm talking about clearly a fucking, like, an otherworld scenario. Like, where Night Raid didn't attack the Coliseum. I feel like, we talked about it last night. Where we said that it's like, yeah, I could totally see Esdeath fucking turning around and saving Tatsumi right there.
I mean, I agree, but like in terms of like a full blown quote unquote redemption, because as Death and we'll use redemption.
Yeah, and like obviously I'm not talking about she could do this in literally 2 minutes.
I'm not saying that either. I'm saying that you would need to like really like the series would need to be longer.
Yeah,
and B, you would need to actually have Tatsumi and Esdeath actually end up together in the end in some kind. You would really need to work for it. It's not impossible.
I feel like that would have to warrant its own arc, actually.
Yeah, that would require its own story arc.
That's the hypothetical arc I'm talking about.
Yes.
But
Yes. That's
literally not what we got. That's all I'm saying.
Then yes, right. Yeah,
I'm saying an arc like that wouldn't be surprising. That's all I'm saying. There is the possibility for her to be redeemed and change her character because she was already kind of doing it until she was set back in her ways.
But if we're talking about in the context of the show, like everything that we have currently, no. Even if like Night Raid didn't attack, I would still argue no because Tatsumi just didn't like her.
Hell, I would argue
he didn't like her at all. He kind of hated her.
No, he kind of admired her though.
Yeah, but he like hated her as a person.
Yeah, because of what she like enjoys and shit.
Yeah, because of what she enjoys.
I'm trying to say, like these are all the things I'm trying to say. Is that like she was probably going to change her ways, like if that would have been different. She was
well, now you're advocating for just a completely different show in general.
That's what I'm trying to say is that like that could have been. But here's the thing: what I'm trying to say is that if the attack didn't happen, do you think it would have been out of her character to do what I said?
A little, yeah.
It would have been in her character to save Tatsumi, but I don't know if that actually counts as a full redemption, or even if it counts as like the first step. Maybe not
full redemption. But what I'm trying to say is, do you think that she would try to change her ways for Tatsumi?
I think she would soften up a bit, but I don't think her mindset of if people die, it's because they're weak. I don't think that can ever go away.
No, that was ingrained into her as a child. The way she lived, how she lived, where she lived. It was just
how she processed the death of her people. It's like there's too much that relies. It's a load-bearing trauma.
Yeah, and again, like I said, the only way is that you need to have the entire show would have to be revolving around it in order for her to be redeemed by the end.
I was also just going to argue that even if she did basically stop the execution then and there, I think she probably would have just locked him in her room, actually.
Yeah, she would have kept him like as a sex slave for less tactful.
I don't want to go that far.
And I wouldn't.
That's because look, I wouldn't. No, I'd only let Leone do that to me.
They can all do it. Like they can all do it to me. What are you talking about?
No, only Leone for me. That's the only one I need.
I need them all. Anyway, but yeah,
this isn't Fairy Tail, all right? For me, for Fairy Tail, it's like 90% of all the women.
Oh, actually, somebody brought up Fairy Tail earlier.
Yeah, there's like a character that looks like one, but you're gonna need to be specific.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw that, I was like running through my head, and a lot of them could kind of fit the criteria. Because Fairy Tail has a similar thing where you have a lot of different characters with a lot of very different character designs. And a lot of them rely on a lot of
enough, they actually fit a lot better within their world than Akame ga Kill.
They fit better, but you still get a huge variety.
Yeah, a huge variety.
Hell,
I know this is kind of off topic, but remember the movie Wanted?
Hold on,
Yeah.
Yarp going off topic? I'd say it isn't so.
Oh, I mean, it's off. It's still on Akame got killed, but I'm just using Wanted as an example.
Wanted is a guilty pleasure of mine, actually.
Remember, like, the main thing that the thing that's most remembered for.
Curving the bullet.
How the four nations lived in harmony until the bullet benders attacked.
Yeah, like curving the bullet.
Hold on,
like,
hold on.
God damn it! I hate
The
how good
weirdest
that
thing had to be because of the power source was like an increased amount of adrenaline in the blood, and I always went bullshit.
What?
Yeah, but what I'm getting back to is that I liked it when Mine curved the shot from Pumpkin, and I think it was episode 3 to save Tatsumi. I liked how she curved it. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, and it is better than like we
Wanted.
bend bullets to kill people because the magic burlap sack told us to.
But even the magic burlap
God, that movie's so
sack
fucking...
was being manipulated by Morgan Freeman.
No, it's not a burlap sack.
It
was a loom. It was the loom
It was
of
like,
I also will say
literally
that
pieces of fucking fabric, and it's like, oh, this will determine the fate, bitch. What?
God, that movie's so
Excuse me.
Okay, the funniest thing is the funniest thing is the fact that has almost nothing to do with the comic book it's adapted from, because the comic book it's adapted from is just the fact that the superheroes won, then bent reality so they could rule everything and just do whatever the fuck they wanted. They embrace the fact that everybody's an evil motherfucker. And then they even make, like, small jokes about it. Turns out that Adam West's Batman was actually a really fucking scary one. But to humiliate him, they made him, like, a TV star and made him all goofy.
What the fuck?
I just wanted to use Wanted as a reference.
Wanted is another example of mean-spirited.
Also, just
I've never watched it. I just know
hand.
about the curving bullet bullshit and how it was a really dumb mechanic in the video game. Remember the video game?
There was a video game?
Yeah, so
Wait, no, the video. Hold up. We might fight here. The video game is fun.
Okay.
I've never played the video game. I just
Video game's really fucking fun for a generic third-person shooter. Like, the bullet bending shit's really dope.
I would say it's fun for most of it, but once you start to get, like, into the final levels, the gameplay does seem to get a bit repetitive. But that's it's
a third-person shooter. Like, what do you want? Like,
it's kind of just depends on how long you can stomach it, because it's the bare bones definition of a third-person shooter post Gears of War.
Yeah, but like it's Gears of War, but you can bend bullets, so like it kind of plays into that. It's like, yeah, you get to use cover in different ways because you can literally fire from beyond cover.
Well, it's like, but in order to get the power for that, you have to do like melee kills, or I think it was either melee kills or specifically headshots.
I think it was both, actually. Kind of like on fucking like.
Yeah, I think it was both. Yeah, I remember the guarantee to get like 2 was the melee kills.
Mm-hmm. I just specifically remember, like, you get attacked, like towards the beginning, you get attacked by a bunch of French assassins. And like Wesley's like trying to fucking get it, and before he goes on like a fucking crazy rampage, what he says is like one of the best lines ever. He goes, "All right, let's show these French fried motherfuckers how to do this shit." And like you start, and you literally go on like basically like you play a montage. Like you get to shoot bullets out of the like everything goes in like slow motion. You shoot bullets out of the fucking sky, and you kill people and shit like that as he's like going through the apartment. It's like I said, it's a pretty fucking cool game.
And actually, it has one of my favorite quotes where it's like, a few months ago, people in my apartment would have scared the shit out of me. But let's just say a few things have changed now. And he just guns a few of them down. It's like,
French fried motherfuckers. It's like, I still love that line so much.
So to bring... Fuck me.
Anyway, sorry.
Bring it back
Jacob,
to
what were you bringing up about Wanted? You brought it up.
Because I was using it as an example when Mine curved Pumpkin's...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when she curved it to save Tatsumi. I think it was episode 2 or 3, one of them. I think it was 3.
I would argue, like, in terms of the talking point, people that were definitely not redeemable seem to be all the fucking nobles of the imperial capital.
Oh yeah, all of them who just happen to be like really fat and slobbish and like just I need to communicate immediately that they're disgusting. It's like, so yeah, they're all fat and they're all eating all the time.
And also, the first example of the nobility is that they fucking torture people and
the first episode like really established how shitty the nobility could be.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be like their only mode of operation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like it felt kind of cartoony, where it's like, yeah, we get off on how evil we are. It's like, oh,
Well, yeah,
We're so evil. Watch us. We're going to throw gold into a smelting pot in front of the homeless people and then pour it down the drain.
Well, that's the thing.
You
Another,
joke, but there's literally that guy who's like drinking wine. It's like, look at all these fucking livestock
and
people
then
collecting their
hunting
taxes
humans.
makes my wine taste even better.
And then literally like on a horse just hunting humans for sport, not even hiding it.
Yeah. And that's where it goes from like dark and brutal to fucking cartoonishly edgy.
yeah.
The second
That shit does get kind of clown shoes. I'm not gonna lie.
the second the girl was caught,
that was pretty funny though.
It's pretty funny.
The second the girl was caught, she was just like, "Oh, I get to murder this girl because she had nice hair. I've always had trouble with mine." And it's just like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, I
always
remember
loved the
that.
fucking-
Oh, that was hilarious.
Do you guys play like the Phoenix Wright games? The Ace
No.
Attorney game?
No, I
Like,
haven't.
dude, I always love when you fucking like catch the fucking person because it's like a really Japanese thing, where then it's like, yes, it was me, like, and they fucking go crazy. It's like, oh, dude, whoa, okay.
Oh no, Diodare!
Like, dude, like legit, like you spend fucking hours and hours trying to fucking get these people to confess, and they're like, I didn't do it, and like at the last 2 minutes, it's like, I did it, and I fucking loved every second of it. It's
Yeah,
like,
fucking
oh, wow.
psycho
That's
drive
right.
just
I
activates.
put pineapple on pizza.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
it's that just this comes with a lot of like lore
I
stuff
mean-
because like it's that great like one of the good examples would be, yes, they deserve to die and I hope they burn in hell.
Yeah, but like to
Samuel
that, to
Jackson.
like super umpteenth fucking level, because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they just go ham. And it's like, totally
You-
did it. Fuck that bitch.
You
I
can't handle
murdered
the
the
truth.
Fuck out of her. And it was cool. It's like, damn, bro. All right.
Yeah, it definitely
You're,
goes to its umpteenth degree in the Japanese form, whereas in the American form, it's just, you can't handle the truth. Did you give
Exactly.
that order? You're damn right I did. And
Exactly.
Then, you fucking people.
That's why,
and
and that's why those fucking. That's like, if you're like look at the Phoenix Wright like breakdowns, you should see like the way the murder looks before the trial and the way the murder looks right at the end of the trial. It's a completely different model.
You're right. I did tilt all of those paintings slightly to the left, so that way when you walk down the hallway, it would be annoying for everyone. And there's so many paintings that'll take them an entire 30 minutes to get them right.
That sounds so familiar. What is that from?
Helsing Ultimate.
Okay.
Remember Helsing Ultimate Abridged?
Oh yeah.
He tilted all of the paintings on the way down here.
Fucking bother.
But yeah, like the biggest example has to be Justice Bitch, because like she goes like full face distortion psycho
Yeah.
whenever she's talking about justice, and it's like, you didn't have to try this hard.
Yeah.
No. Like
Anime girl John Cena.
I see. I know people really hated her, but I thought she was entertaining because she was so over the top evil and delusional. It was hilarious.
I just
Also,
thought
it's
it
like,
was-
you know, like there's women who have bad taste in men. She has the worst taste in fucking mentors.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they were all the fucking psychopaths. Dr.
No, but they were
Stylish,
they were
fucking-
totally heroes. They fucking
Yeah, they were nice to her.
Yeah,
At one point. Allegedly.
you're real. Yeah, that's kind of right. Like they just happen to go one notch into the nice to them category. Meanwhile, if it was the other direction, she'd be just as much of a victim as everybody else.
Yeah.
Nothing like it's really set the example in the first episode. It's like, oh, her hair was so nice. I'm just gonna torture her and like.
Also,
poison
she
her.
should be grateful for the amount of attention I showed her.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like,
like,
oh my.
this is the kind of shit we're talking about, where it goes that step over the line into edgelord.
Yeah. Or I'm just like, oh wait, did they like? Oh, I also was like, oh, so you keep like cultivars, I'm assuming, and or cultures or whatever they're called, of like really deadly diseases, and you apply them to these people, and I'm like, okay, that's. Yeah, I guess they're microbiologists too.
Oh, I was actually going to like. I had to stop myself to go like. So how do I stop that from spreading?
But yeah,
because
they're micro-
You
they're-
know, just
they're
how
all
hygienic and
microbiologists.
controlled that fucking slave cage looked.
yeah.
Not at all a fucking outbreak waiting to happen. Like the biggest service they did for that city wasn't even killing them; it was just shutting that place down before it caused a fucking pandemic.
They didn't even burn it down though. Those corpses.
Listen,
are still rotting with those diseases.
they were clearly microbiologists and doctors, so they know how to stop the spread from the torture chamber. All right, okay.
Which was just a shed.
Yeah, it's just a shed.
It was just a shed with a pit in the middle.
Welcome to my creepy basement shed.
Let us just... No, it just reminds me of the pit of, like, Meet the Spartans, but just modify it. Let us talk by the torture shed. Okay.
Oh god, Meet the Spartans. Fucking hell, I remember that now. Why did you remind me that existed?
Wyatt has that power. He does that a lot.
Oh god, like, aren't those the same idiots that made Disaster Movie an epic movie?
Yep.
And so the Starving Games.
I'm so happy that those movies just kind of died a death around like 2020.
And Vampires Suck. Oh, we're making fun of Twilight, but it's not funny.
Yeah, it's like everybody on the internet had already made funnier Twilight jokes long before the movie came out. So it was like an tired subject when it did eventually get released.
Well, the thing is with Meet the Spartans, I literally only keep quoting that joke because it's the one good joke / set of jokes in that entire movie.
I don't even remember most of the movie.
It's because most of the movie is shit.
And then you remember Kevin Sorbo is in it, and then now you're just reminded of God's Not Dead.
Men in Sparta greet women with handshakes.
No,
or high fives.
High fives
and
for the women,
men
kisses on
with
the lips.
open face kisses. He just looks at his homie and like nods, and they both nod. Like that was the joke me and my buddy had forever. We just looked at.
The joke that I would always quote with my friends was, "Let us talk by the pit of death." Okay. And then please, my lord, please, Cersei will be merciful if you stop kicking people into the pit of death. I mean, really. And they
now I'm just reminded of someone I was friends with in my sophomore year of high school brought a portable DVD player in, if you remember those, and he was like watching 300 while we were waiting for our class to start.
I would say the last good, like, genuine parody movie from those guys had to be Scary Movie 3. Scary Movie 4 has some decent jokes in it, but the overall movie I don't like.
Was Scary Movie 3 the one that had the Grudge parody?
Yes.
Yeah.
So hold on. So Scary Movie 1 was Scream, and I think that was it. Scream was its main plot. 2 was The Exorcist.
Thing.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, it was more like a haunted house kind of thing. So it makes a lot of poltergeist. It makes basically the haunting of what the fuck, the Amityville Horror. There's like a lot of shit like that.
Amityville Horror Hour.
It was basically a haunted house kind of story, but like it actually had some good jokes here and there.
3 was The Ring and Signs, and 4 was Saw and War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember 4 at all.
Speaking of Ring...
Oh my god, it was War of the Worlds and Saw.
Speaking of the
I was
Ring,
like, what was 4?
speaking of The Ring and The Grudge, has anybody ever... Have you seen Kayako versus Sadako?
No.
It's really...
That was a legit movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's really bad and really funny.
Also Leslie Nielsen as
Take your word for it.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen as the president was really fucking
Oh
strong.
yeah, he just walks around naked.
Sir, are you insane? Like a fox. Wham! My god, even the children had
Jerry's kids, my ass!
We're not so different after all. And he pees out of his fucking finger.
Yeah. So one of my favorite jokes had to be when whenever main character man was thrown out of a window and he just stood right back up. That's it. I'm never doing rap again. Or in the second
he would always get like that's how he exits buildings.
Yeah,
being thrown
out the window and then standing him up immediately. That's it. I'm never trying to bring the dead back to life.
Okay, hold up. Those movies, I feel like we need to rewatch those. I feel like some of those hold up like fucking strong.
Which scary movie had the parody of 8 Mile where he starts singing and
That's
then
Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's the one.
He
Yeah.
literally he gets into a rap battle with fucking Fat
And
Joe.
he does a decent job, except at the end his hoodie.
No, he
is
doesn't.
a
Like
white-
he fucking
Yeah,
he
no,
just makes
does okay,
fun
and
of
then at the
himself for
very end, he
being
puts
white
his
for
hood
fucking
up
2
because he's
minutes.
wearing the white hoodie, and
And
the
he does the
fucking
hip,
hoodie has like a
and then he
pointy
does the,
hood.
and then he does the sing hail.
Yeah, he accidentally does the Stig Heil.
We in the hood now, bro.
And then he gets thrown
And
out.
he's just like, he gets a kazoo out and he's like, bitch. Oh.
So I don't.
Fun fact: that whole rap from Fat Joe is totally his. Like nobody wrote
know.
that lyrics.
I know like one of the jokes from one. Most of my memory.
This was back in the day when I was a big Fat Joe fan.
I know. Isn't one of them from one? Run, bitch, run.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
Scary
what I was
Movie
talking
one.
about. One.
And the
Smokey.
there's a few of them. There's the was they get like the killer to do it too.
Or there's the guy's like, he's like, you know, the best part about college is he just takes a page out of a book, starts rolling it into a joint. He's like, free papers.
Free papers.
No, my absolute favorite though has to be. But wait, yes, more.
Yo, we should add fucking don't be a menace don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood.
What was the name of the movie that Jane Silent Bob really like? Because I found out that's free on Prime.
Oh, How High.
Yes,
That
How High
movie.
is-
Oh, I remember
That
How
movie
High.
is dated as fuck, but I fucking
Yeah.
love it so
Yeah,
much.
how is
Sir, you're the
how-
residential pot man.
I'm
What's
what
your?
now?
Don't you drink the pot?
Occasionally, yeah. Why?
What do you think of How High?
Never seen it.
Really? Okay.
It's
that's
actually
on the
It's
list.
really
actually
funny.
weird because I actually have seen a lot of like classic stoner movies.
Isn't that like when you have the two black dudes that go to college and they're like selling weed?
Fucking
and
two
whatnot?
black dudes. Fucking excuse me. That's Method Man and Red Man. You uncultured swine.
I literally have not seen it since I saw it on Comedy Central, like when I was 15. Okay.
Fair enough. That's probably when they were still relevant. Oh, I love
right,
their
I'll be-
raps.
I'll be
Their
right
raps are
back.
pretty great.
Oh hold, shit, we lost Ninja.
Oh, we lost Ninja. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he'll probably be back. That just kind of happens occasionally.
Fair enough. But yeah, How High? Oh fuck! I'm adding a shitload of stuff to the list. It's like
I
past
mean,
couple
go
days.
ahead.
How high, so high that I can kiss the sky.
Right, so how did we get from
sick-
Akame get killed to the fucking scary movies?
Dude, I don't know. How did we get from Akame got killed to
Where did we
Method
leave
Man and Red
off?
Man?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Yarp going on a bit of a tangent.
Just a bit. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm actually kind of excited. I would love to watch that movie.
I
again.
just got my grandpa's Freemason stuff.
Hell yeah,
Huh? You gonna start a secret society?
hell yeah.
Well,
Well, it's not really
I
secret.
mean, why not?
I mean, kind of have to now.
I
I
mean,
mean, you keep
we kind of
changing
already
your
are a
profile
secret
picture to
society,
fucking
just not on purpose.
fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, H.P.
H.P.
Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft, yeah.
Right?
So,
Oh, I thought you were about to talk to Slur for a moment, who's like rocking Halloween profile pictures. And I was about to be like, dude, it's not even Halloween yet. It's not for like another. Like,
it
2
is.
months.
Shut up. It's Halloween season.
Christmas is superior to Halloween.
No,
Fuck off.
you are outnumbered
Yes.
in this. Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Okay, so okay, which holiday allows you to stay home but still get paid? Christmas.
Halloween, depending on where you work. I work.
Yeah, but
It's not a recognized federal holiday, so he does have a point there.
Yeah. Thanksgiving, same deal. New Year's, same deal.
Halloween is not. God damn it, you bastard!
I get paid on Christmas and I get to stay home. Well, yeah.
I don't even get paid for Labor Day though. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I don't
I
get
was
paid
going
for
to
Labor
say,
Day
it just-
either.
It just depends on the holiday because we've got Labor Day and like the 4th of July, where
Yeah, I mean, I got Labor Day, 4th of July, Good Friday. I got those days off, but I don't get paid for them. I only get paid for New Year's, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
I don't even get New Year's. I get Thanksgiving and Christmas, but I mean, I do get a shitload of vacation time. So
But yeah, Christmas is superior because you get paid on it.
fair enough.
I-
That is my argument.
That's
That is
literally
my
a fucking.
argument.
That is a rock solid argument, sir. So what's that? What's the fucking thing from Finding Nemo? Good Perry Hill chap.
Let's see. We want to talk about the endings and slashed it Akame not dying.
Why did Akame not die?
I think it was ever like her trump. Is it because it's her trump card?
It's because of her trump. It's because of her trump card. But the thing is, they establish if anyone gets cut by her sword, they will die. She even says that. She says
one of the drawbacks to it. She says is that it's hard to clean, and obviously that's like
it shows her. Yeah, it's played as a joke, but
she says.
But she's like very carefully cleaning her sword, and it's like, oh shit, that's probably true.
Which it should have been one of those Imperial Arms where it's like the Imperial Arms is the trump card. There is just no in between. There's no like.
If they had said that, I would have appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, what they should have done is had her die. Like she kills Esdeath, and then she dies. Like, and that would have fit the fucking show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, like she won, but at what cost?
Yeah. But
or if she had recently learned this trump card of like it kills everybody except its wielder, like, and then you just have to will through it like with the demon's blood. I would have preferred some explanation, because if they didn't,
something besides completely contradicting what they've already established.
Yeah,
that's my issue.
Because if they didn't contradict themselves, then I totally agree with Max. She should have just fucking died.
Yeah. Or
and there's
for
nothing
me, like
gained by keeping her alive, really.
Besides sequel potential,
other than her doing the guts walk off in the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah, she's kind of pseudo the protagonist because the show's named about her, and she's the only one who lives.
Yeah,
but it's crazy how much.
Is that all there is to it? Because the show is named after her, but she's every bit a side character as anybody else.
Yeah, she's at the back seat of this fucking show. It's weird.
It is weird.
I kind of think this is interesting. Like as this podcast has been happening, Ninja recommended this show to us, and we've kind of been spending this whole episode kind of ripping it to shreds.
Well, that's the thing, is like you can do that with shit that you love. Like I'm still gonna love the show. I still love all the characters and shit like that. But like, there could be issues with it. That's the whole thing.
Right.
Like nothing's really perfect.
Maybe this is just because I'm not as big of an into anime as you guys. This to me was this was like, all right, this is another one on the list. I have a hard time attaching myself to anime like you guys do. Probably due to the fact that my first experience was so damaging that it's like, fuck this.
Well, yeah, Lucky Star makes me want to kill myself.
I just don't like that sugary sweet anime, and when I see moments of that interfere with almost any anime, I tend to just reject it.
Then let me tell you about.
Hold on, Jake. I don't even want to do it on purpose. It's just a reaction I have, and if I could stop it, I would very much like to. I'm like, oh, all right, give it its shot. Give it a shot. If it's well executed, I'm like, all right, that'll be fine. But it's my automatic reflex seems to just be like, ugh, go away.
You don't know how to switch off.
Yeah, you waddle off with a monkey.
And then let me tell you about the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Did anybody else remember that?
I've seen that one.
So have I.
God, that show is nonsense.
It is. It makes no sense.
Which is why it all makes sense.
You have time travelers. What is it? Aliens and espers.
Oh God, what's the?
And then Haruhi is and Haruhi is God, but she doesn't know she's God, and she can't know that she's God, or else the universe will die.
Okay, hold on. There's another fucking, I think it's a Pony Dash or something. It's another anime I was introduced to during, like, my beginning experiences. Or, hold on. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's basically this 10-year-old girl is, like, this high school teacher, and she's being stared at by aliens. Hold on, I'll throw a picture of the title in chat. Yeah, because apparently she's gonna be like the savior of humanity.
What?
Yeah, this is why. Yeah, I'm like.
You hit your head as a child, didn't you?
No, I was introduced to
What?
shit anime.
No,
I was introduced
that
to
was
shit
that was
anime.
no that was a reference to fucking.
What?
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 And it's like.
Doctor says I'll be fine with the broken ribs, the shattered arms, and the brain damage.
So it had this.
And the brain damage.
It had this bunny that would follow the main character around. Like this girl in like the. Hold on, I'll throw this up for the chat's sake.
Oh, oh no, that looks like it'd give me diabetes.
It's like, fuck me, my fucking extensions.
Oh no, diabetes. Wilfred Brimley.
Okay, so we have that's the main character lady. She's 10 years old and is like the smartest person ever. Got the bunny that would help them sometimes. We got the lady with orange hair whose whole walking gag is that she has a massive forehead, and don't call her a bookworm. And then the girl at the bottom right with the little thing sticking out of her hair. The only thing that she would ever say was Maho.
This sounds awful.
Yeah, it was awful.
Terrible,
it's why, for the most part, like, this is why, this is just a tip for anyone starting dating ever. Don't watch anime just because a girl likes it. Because that's how you get dragged into fucking bullshit.
That's
dude,
when you get
like
consumed by the
pissing into
moe
the
blob.
wind here. Telling young guys who are just starting to date not to do shit just because the girl they likes it. It's
I watched all of Twilight
of the universe.
and said it was good. Like,
I will do no such thing.
It's like, dude, I listened to like.
Why would you abandon your
Katy
principles
Perry
like
albums
that?
just because a girl was really into her music? It's like it's hopeless.
I don't know if by an impossible chance I ever get a girlfriend, which will probably never happen. But and she says, "Hey, want to watch some Vampire Diaries with me?" I'm gonna sit there down and watch it with her. And she says, "What'd you think about it?" And if it's bad, I'm gonna say, "Oh, it was pretty bad."
Oh, so
not a fan.
that's a differing from how it's probably because I've been in multiple relationships. But when River tries to do something like that, I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna sit down and watch your bullshit.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's the difference between like being in a relationship.
I was about to say, you want to try to find
get the girl to like you in the first place.
I was about to say, like, what are we trying to do? Are you trying to fuck her, or like, are you actually trying to find the relationship? Because if you're trying to have a good relationship,
it's like the initial feeling out process.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not even trying to like like give her a dose of these superior genes or anything, but
gross.
I mean,
it's just like,
you want a little Filipino in you.
Meanwhile,
I am all Irish and Norwegian, baby. I got Celtic and I got Viking in my blood.
Meanwhile, first date with River went into full season 8 breakdown of Game of Thrones.
Oh, like, why would you do that?
Because she
you
really
gotta lay your
liked
autism on the table.
She really liked it.
Like,
oh no.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like what Slayer just said. Just laid the autism right on the table. Just, hey, baby, do you like autism?
Or some chick does that. Want to watch Ruby Volume 8? I'm like,
Yeah,
sure. It's like, oh, it's really good, and I'm gonna go, oh,
no,
sweetie.
you're I love your sense of humor.
Yeah.
No, if River walked up to me and just went like, oh, I heard this anime called Lucky Star is really good. We should watch it. I'm gonna be like, I think you should leave. It's like, no.
I would look at my cat and I'd go, Layla, should we watch Lucky Star? And then she just licks her butt. I agree. The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Was there anything else we wanted to talk about, like, regards Can We Get Killed? Because I think we covered like most of it.
Yeah, I
So
feel like we
here's,
got most of it.
hold on. We have the last 3 points because I'm now scratching the first 2 off. Favorite waifu, deaths that impacted us, and favorite moments. We've kind of chatted about favorite moments, so I can kind of scratch that out. What death ever got to everybody?
Shell really sucked.
Bulls
is pretty bad too.
Yeah.
They're all pretty strong.
Well, Bulls is like no contest for me.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's one that really comes quite close to it. Shell's like being the first like big death obviously has a lot of impact on the way the rest of the thing plays
Exactly.
out.
Yeah,
and
so
the fact that we still see her getting chewed on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chell.
Man,
Yeah, Shell's
that's fucking
really,
dark.
really got to me because of actually the intensity of it. She got shot in the back, and you think that's gonna be the end of it, but then you just see the mouth approach, and it's like, oh, and chomped in half, and then as she's like outside of the dog's mouth, I don't even remember the dog's name. She's outside of
Oro.
her mouth, trying to keep everybody distracted. It's a really tragic thing.
Yeah, but for me, it had to be Bulls because like they actually made him like you think that he's just going to be like this psychopath pyromaniac, but he's not. He has.
He's actually the most wholesome and also the most well thought out character.
Yeah, he's the
He's
most
got like
human.
the most going
to
on.
put it.
Everything about like everything the show kind of touches on with regards to like redemption and what do we do with these people who've lived such horrific lives. It's like he's carrying most of like the actual exploration of that. Everything else is kind of just lip service in comparison.
Yeah, and it's like
I would argue most satisfying had to be Paladin Lady, because you're just like die, you fucking bitch.
For me, it
even
was
that has, like,
for
a-
me it was Chelsea. That was the most satisfying because you killed my boy, and I never liked her to begin with.
Okay.
Kind of liked some of the shit she had going on, but she had the same problem a lot of them do, where she was just kind of shallow. It's like the best way to distinguish between the different female characters is just by hair color most of the time.
Hair color
Very
and how they
few of
act
them
with
really
each
stand
other.
out.
Because Chelsea and mine really,
Didn't like each other.
yeah, they kind of kept going on that back and forth.
Why did mine wear a grandma dress?
And she was just like really into like
She's the
pint-sized tsundere, so she always has like the frilly kind of
the
lacy kind
tsundere
of
is not the
clothes.
right word, but there is like a fucking word for it though. But like,
Yeah, she
if
is.
you played,
She's kind
like,
of a Cinderella.
like she does the
She's a
fucking
bit
thing where
tsundere.
she does the thing where she puts her hand over her mouth and goes oh ho, 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 kind of deal.
You, so we had this conversation, Max, on like whether or not all the Dare people were really fucked up, and I feel like we need to look into that, because from what I have been told is that not all of them are. That some of them, yes,
What do
are
you mean?
definitely fucked up, but some of them,
Yeah, there's two that
Yandere
most
is the
people
most
know.
prominent one.
Yeah, which is just tsundere, which is like the really I'm gonna act like a total bitch, but secretly I like you. Then there's yandere, where
Baka.
I like you to like a serial killer kind of degree, and then there's
Nobody else
other
can
ones
have
that
it.
I just don't remember because they're just
Yeah, same.
general archetypes.
I'm quickly looking up the Dare types. This
Well,
is
I was gonna say,
really
Mother's
fucking
Basement, before he went all tismy, he actually has a really fucking funny video about how to survive your harem anime. That would probably be like a good one to look into.
I mean, I don't need that because my cat girl harem is very well behaved.
Yeah.
Even though they could all like rip me in half like fucking Goro.
He does the thing. He like kind of like a 60s informational video.
Oh yeah, like in 60s PSA.
Yeah. So you found yourself in a harem anime.
Another one that I think you should all watch is Konosuba.
Oh, I fucking love Konosuba.
Konosuba's
great.
It's an isekai, but just hear us out. It's an isekai where the main protagonist is like done with everything, and he treats his companions like the idiots they are. And like you have Aqua, who is useless. Like that's the whole joke, and she really is. You have Megamine, she's that one character in D&D that put all of her points into one spell she can only use once a day.
Let me change windows so we can read.
Oh,
this
is that the
together.
one with the explosion girl?
He does actually have a personality. Only his personality is that he's an asshole.
It's his person. I like it when he's like steal, and he steals that one girl's underwear.
Hold on? Did I cut out for a minute?
What?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. I was. If you will all direct your fucking eyes to the Discord, I changed windows, and I brought up a Dare list, and we could.
Oh.
I thought we could read through it together. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
We can hear you, my man.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Okay, so who wants to read this?
I will.
Do we have to read the entire thing?
No, we can shortcut it if you want. This is either strong demon. If I
Well, they use a
that's
picture of
just sort of like an
Toro.
overbearing kind of like caretaker sort of personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got
Luca was the best dragon girl.
So we know the tsundere. That's the one that's just like an asshole,
Yeah.
but they do like
Secretly
the person they're
like you.
with.
It's not like I like you or anything, Baka.
The yandere, they clearly.
Yeah, the dangerously obsessed is kind of a way to do it.
Hey, look, it's a
the Dairy is just like your plain old like just happy-go-lucky girl.
Yeah,
not much going on.
Or Araka. Huh? That's a good example.
Ochako, yay, Ochako.
There's Dandere, which is
that's
the doormat.
Classic, like they love the main character, but they're just way too shy to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, him. I am not gonna.
Yeah, these are kind of
no.
stuck-up bitches.
I would argue Noelle is a tsundere.
I don't even know who you're talking about. This lady here.
Yeah, that's Noelle.
Yeah.
She's a tsundere.
But yeah, from the look of it, it's like Himadere and Luigi-dere kind of just like demand to be treated like royalty. That's kind of your classic stuck-up bitch character. Like
yeah, but she is a tsundere.
Kind of
like she like secretly really likes Asta, but she like acts like she's better than him all the time. And she actually, it's weird. I think she would more classify as a tsundere.
Bakadere, which is like you can actually translate this one as just idiot girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Aqua from Konosuba is a Bakadere. She's a dumbass.
Yeah. And Scissor Girl from Akame is kind of that as well.
Yeah,
she's really clumsy.
Remember, like
Aqua
can't put any points in her intelligence.
Because why would she? She put all of her things into performance magic that doesn't fucking do anything.
Remember when she like punched the slime with her superpower, the frog, and then just eats?
Like the most useful thing she ever does is because she's like a water goddess kind of person, she can purify water. So they put her in a cage and then throw that cage into like the infested lake like a tea bag.
Yeah. well, she did purge that one evil creature near the end of season 2, I think it was.
Yeah, that is true. But that was like at her own temple and shit, so she had like power buffs.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I just love that. It's like they just dunk. Oh, I gotta watch it again. Sorry, continue, Wyatt.
So we got the Kame Dere, expect to be treated
Kame
like
Dere
gods.
expect to be treated like gods, yeah.
Yeah, so we got, the example would be Light from Death Note, which I haven't fucking watched, so I wouldn't know if that's accurate or not.
I mean, yeah, he does expect to be treated like a god in his own way.
Because he got the Death Note, because he kind of...
Well, his goal is to become the god of the world.
His goal is to become God, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants to rid the world of people who he deems not honest and evil. And
hey, look, it's an overrated character from an overrated anime. Fucking fight me.
I don't know who
is that the dark-haired girl from Madoka Magica?
Yes, that's a time travel. That's the girl that can time travel.
Yes, she's the one who's got like the whole fucking groundhog shit going on. Do you think that show's overrated? Because I know that hypothetically there's a lot of hype out there for it, but I had no hype going into it, so I came away thinking of it like pretty positively.
I heard nothing but good things. I watched it and I'm like, that was mediocre. And then I decided to give it another chance.
Mediocre? Really?
Yeah, and then like the like at first I didn't want to say it was bad, but like the more I think about some of it, the more I'm like, this really isn't that good. It's not awful, but it's not particularly good.
Hold on, chat is they want they want us to talk about like Karen for a second. I thought that was fake.
Karen?
I didn't think that was
no,
real.
It's not. It's real. It's a real BET original movie.
What?
The movie Karen. Remember? You didn't see the trailer for Karen?
No. I don't even know
It's about this racist next door neighbor lady with a racist cop brother, and her name is Karen, and she harasses. She's like goes around harassing black people. This new black couple that moved in next door.
I feel like
why does this sound like a movie written by Twitter?
I feel like this is one of those movies that I don't need to watch.
I want to watch. I want to. Well, watching the trailer, I'm like, I need to see this just to see how fucking awful it is, because I think it might be hilarious.
This is one of
Well, it's
those,
kind of. I
like,
thought they were talking about Karen from a horror movie called Karen. Okay, I thought they were talking about Karen from Street Fighter because she classifies as a dere as well.
No,
But yeah, no, fuck that. That sounds like something I don't want to do.
we have to watch it. It's gonna be
No,
hilarious.
we don't.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
we literally do not have to watch the movie, and I literally won't be there for it.
I mean,
so
Howard!
you enjoy
since
that.
BET, doesn't that like imply, much like the CW, that it's going to be very low budget,
Budget and
amateur?
terrible and fucking
trash.
potentially extremely
Yeah, but-
racist and horrible. Yeah.
I mean, the trailer is incredibly racist because it implies that. Granted, this is a lot of current black horror. It implies that the scariest thing to black people are cops and white people. That's what. And that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also yeah.
Will racism be perfect once it fits a woman?
Actually, this is also in the new Candyman trailer. Now, have any of you seen the original Candyman?
Once
No,
very
but
long ago.
I know that it is a
barely
black man, so I'm kind of curious of like,
Okay,
what the fuck
so
happened.
in the original, you had this dude named Daniel Robitaille who lived in he lived during the time when he lived during, I think it was like the 1860s or 1850s. So when slavery was still around, but he was actually a free black man, and he was an artist, and he was painting this one rich guy's daughter, and then he fell in love with her, and he got her pregnant, and he was chased, he was killed, he had his hand cut off, and then he was slathered in honey and had bees poured all over, and that if you say his name 5 times in the mirror, he'll come and he'll kill you.
Hold
The
on,
movie's, like,
I'm
really-
confused. So you cover someone in honey.
Uh-huh.
What does putting bees on them do?
Because bees like
The-
honey,
the-
don't you get?
It just
Bees-
means you're gonna have
bees
bees
will
on-
kill them.
okay, so like the idea was to get the bees to all sting him like while he died.
Right, but then you wouldn't want to put honey over there because if they try to sting him, there's too much honey in the way.
Yeah, no.
And then the bees are
okay,
just
but
stuck to it.
Yeah, it's
it
almost
also-
like it's a stupid fucking horror movie from the
No.
goddamn
The
80s.
original is really good.
Oh, I
Yeah,
bet.
I do remember this. Like, it's a pretty effective horror movie.
Yeah, but like obviously I'm explaining the backstory and it sounds dumb, but it's but in this new one, like according
Yeah,
to the
where's
trailer,
Ninja? He loves horror movies.
but like
Just
but in this new one from the trailer, basically Candyman was this dude that went around this hood area giving out candy to kids, and then some of the candy had razor blades in them, and then the cops, and then of course the people like reported Candyman. The cops beat him to death and then shot him. So do you see the difference here? Do you
Yeah, you get what you fucking deserve, but now he's a psychopath. Yeah.
and it's like, but apparently it's also kind of a quasi sequel because the baby in the first one is now the main character in this one.
Well,
Even though, like, if it's supposed to be a sequel, then that's not the story of Candyman. And apparently there are multiple Candymen. It's like a beehive. Get it?
Okay.
It looks absolutely terrible. It is produced and the screenplay is by Jordan Peele, so that should tell you all you need to know.
so anyway, let's go back to our harems.
Hold on, keep talking amongst yourselves.
Yeah, what
God
kind of dare is
Damn it,
fucking
dude!
Candyman?
Right when we're trying to get away from this fucking dumb shit.
I'm trying to bring in somebody.
All right, well, the
Favorite-
next one over is the Kudere, which is like, yeah, the girl from Madoka Magica is that. She's like silent, but like she's kind of part of the main plot where she's just watching over the main character. It's not really a romance thing. It's just kind of like she's the silent, mysterious one with like.
I'm the super
mega
mysterious
backstory.
one. I got a tragic backstory. I also time travel.
Top wife.
The time travel in Madoka was actually pretty okay.
It
because
it wasn't awful. I will say it was not terrible.
the
time
weakest
travel.
part of that whole show has to be like the space bunny thing and how it keeps trying to explain the cosmic reality of harvesting the extremely strong emotions
Yeah,
of teenage
and, like,
girls to weaponize them.
They also
that
don't.
shit gets a bit weird.
It also doesn't really make sense because like the whole idea of magic being basically energy powered by emotion. It's like, well, okay, well, we can give people magical powers, but we can't use magic ourselves, and we can make one of them God to the point where the universe is rebooted because of time travel mumbo jumbo. It's just really a lot of it's really dumb.
Yeah. Very
That
much
was
so.
my main issue was the incubators and just how they open up some pretty substantial holes.
Oh, fucking absolutely. I barely even like remember a lot of that like plot shit, but I do remember there being holes.
Yeah, that's my main issue is like the incubator, like the characters I'm not a fan of, but I can't really point out anything wrong. It's just the characters aren't my flavor, but when it comes to the plot, the incubators have they poke a lot of holes in like the world building that like people just seem to like to ignore. Because it
Quite like
sounds
the characters, and also it's like the big draw for that show is the fights. The fights look fucking awesome.
I will say the only fight that I actually enjoyed was the one between Mami and Homura in the Rebellion movie, which that in and of itself is that movie's got a lot of issues too, especially the ending.
Don't know if I ever saw the movie actually. Weird.
Well, there are three movies. The first two are like your typical recaps of the series with some certain extra character bits added, and then Rebellion is like a sequel to the series.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the movies either.
The third movie, like, it has good bits in it, but once you get to the end, it's like, okay, this is dumb. This is really bad.
That's what happened. I heard that there was a movie after the show, and then I went to try and see it, and it was just a recap, so I just fucking turned it off.
Yeah, it's the third one, Rebellion. That's the sequel.
What a weird way to do movies.
A lot of anime do that.
A lot of anime movies are like stupid. It's weird.
I don't know. Like
a lot of the most popular Dragon Ball movies take place in like the span of the 10-day time period where fucking they're about to go fight Cell.
Yeah.
But now we got to go deal with a way bigger threat than Cell.
Yeah, like Broly.
Yeah, Broly would fucking snap Cell in half, but it's like, all right, whatever.
I actually really like the new Broly movie.
Yeah, I love it. It's good.
I mean, it's just basically an hour-long prize fight, but goddamn, is it a good fight?
Yeah, but the setup is really fucking well done.
Yeah, and it actually gives Broly like a character.
Like he's actually like a tragic fucking figure, and it's like, oh, poor Broly, and like another really cool,
and like a really wife.
He gets a little green waifu, and like the fact that he's not like he doesn't like win the fight either, because like in the original Broly movie he's literally unstoppable and he's untouchable, but in this,
and they have to bullshit their way out of it,
and they literally have to bullshit it, and like fucking he gets like a single punch and he wins. But in this movie he actually gets like a good fight. Like there's back and forth. And then, of course, when, Gogeta goes blue, he doesn't get touched by Broly. There's a really neat detail. It's like, fuck me, dude.
Also, the fact that in that fight, when you're paying attention, Broly will only ever use moves that have been used on him.
Yeah.
It's like, he only starts firing ki blasts after he's been hit with ki blasts.
Yeah, because he's adapting to the fight, which is really
sick.
Yeah. I feel like...
And then he manages to mimic... Yeah, good. Sorry, Wyatt.
I feel like I'm an old man when it comes to Dragon Ball. I'm like, it's fucking over. Boo was the last fucking thing.
Yeah, but
that was the last time I actually followed the series, but if something comes out from it and, I'm hearing that it's pretty good, I might give it a look.
Yeah,
it was good.
Fair enough.
Super isn't very good, though.
I guess it's the problem of, like, when do you just stop and, like, let the series just die? It's the thing with, like, Halo. The last game was 3. Master Chief's story is over. Stop bringing him back.
No, but he needs to stop Cortana, who's gone evil now.
He's earned his rest, by the way.
Yeah, but what the fuck is the story of Infinite anyway?
Cortana was killed by the new replacement smart AI, and they're on the Ark, and the Banished.
She gets killed.
And then the Banished, like, murdered the Infinity. The fucking Forerunner, like, UNSC hybrid ship that could fucking outrun a fucking Guardian.
Well, if anyone could do it, it would probably be Atriox, but no, that's really dumb.
Atriox, it's not even Atriox, it's a
Atriox is not even apparently part of it, which is really fucked. It's like, that's literally the whole point. The literal whole point of the Banished existing is because Atriox stood up against fucking the Covenant.
By the way,
literally everybody was inspired to follow him.
By the way, hey River, you like anime, right?
Yeah, let's have her talk about a show. Did you watch at all, River?
What? Dragon Ball?
Akame got Kill.
No.
Yeah, and her. Yeah,
Your
so.
your
mic is doing
microphone.
something.
Yeah, your microphone's acting crazy. It's like, yeah, we're talking about a show she hasn't watched. So okay.
Oh.
Are you
Which
like Jay?
one?
Are you like Jay when it comes to anime?
No, she enjoys it. I think.
No, I mean, I know. I think there's a. I think Asa is the J in our circle.
Why? What's? Oh, because he hasn't seen anything.
Yeah, he hasn't seen. He hasn't seen.
To be
a lot of
fair, he
movies.
lives in
Hey,
Australia,
can
and
you hear me
Australia's
now?
like.
Yeah, he
not even
actually
real.
doesn't live in Australia. He lives in the UK, but he's from Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Motherfucker! I thought he lived in.
I mean, he is Australian. He's just not living in Australia.
Sorry, this is like a horrible meta fucking conversation that has no context. Wait, Slurry, you still here?
Oh no! That oh
Wow,
no!
we're
Oh
losing.
no!
We're losing everyone.
Oh no! No! I feel it slipping. I feel myself being pulled into the goo. Oh, not the goo.
I think Slayer might just simply just be away. No, we're just to bring somebody in and just chat about things in general, like just to keep the conversation rolling, kind of.
I feel like the conversation was rolling pretty well, but I feel like we've pretty much said everything we need to say about Akame ga Kill.
But
It's a good show.
yeah.
There's some issues with it, but it's a pretty good watch.
I,
The crazy
don't
thing
know.
about that's the crazy thing about how anime works is like how it's not really like it's not just about like it's kind of the same thing when I would argue with like video games like that. Like yeah, there are like writing can be an issue, this could be an issue, but because like of the art style, the music, and all that shit coming together, it can still be a really like redeemable show. Like well, even we were watching fucking Punisher Warzone, and that movie's garbage, but
yeah,
the
It's
last
really entertaining.
But that last fucking shootout is really well done.
It's really entertaining.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Watamote. I liked Watamote. That was
Cool.
nice. Watamote. It's an anime about that girl right there, and she's trying to make
her whole thing is
friends.
just that she's depressed as shit. Also,
Hi,
hi, I'm
Slay.
back. I just popped out for a second while River was coming in because I thought it would be
Okay.
fine without me.
Gotcha.
yeah.
But we
wait, hang on. So
love-
there's a show about a girl who's depressed. Tell me more.
It's like, tell me more.
Well,
I'm,
okay, if you
I
look at
think
her and you just get everything you want from like her character design,
yeah,
you'll kind of just get an impression of what it's about. And it's just
Yeah,
kind of like
but
her
it's-
trying to.
Yeah, I know.
True
I'm
life.
digging this like character design like immediately off. I was like, oh, she looks.
And I
okay.
remember like remember when she like tries makeup for the first time and she looks horrifying.
Oh my god, this
I
sounds
mean,
hilarious.
that's just how that works, honestly.
Is it just a
Yeah.
slice of
Makeup
life?
takes practice.
It is,
Kind
yeah,
of.
it is a slice of life, but like she's an otaku video game enthusiast.
Yeah, but like it is a slice of life, and like there's no
It's
like
a slice of
fantastical
life
things.
and also just like a coping with depression kind of story.
Yeah. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I recommend it.
what's the
Normally,
last
Somebody in chat brought up how evolution happened, and then fucking. Why am I fucking forgetting the creator of Dragon Ball? Why am I fucking?
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, Toriyama.
Yeah.
Toriyama didn't want evolution apparently to be his the last thing of Dragon
Yeah,
Ball.
he
so
literally made Battle of Gods to spite evolution, and then it kind of took its own fucking thing, and that became Super.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the problem with a lot of the media that's getting shit. I kind of just want to move past this kind of stuff so we could have the new thing. But the problem is Hollywood and just kind of in general, they don't want to let go. It's like these stories are over. Let it go.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over as long as people are buying.
I mean, Ghostbusters Afterlife looks like it could be something.
I
decent.
know that thing looks like it's gonna be so full of member berries that it's gonna be like diabetic.
I don't know. I might be willing to give it like a shot. Maybe not see it in theaters, but I might be willing to give it a watch.
Yeah, and then the last Derry, which is just the one who actually flirts, the
Yeah.
only one capable of expressing like
Spice
sexual
and
interest in
Wolf.
another human in a healthy
Give
way.
us more Spice and Wolf anime. I want to see I want to see. I know how it ends, but I want to see how it ends, like on the screen, on like with visuals. I don't want to read.
Yeah, it's why I feel like it's the wrong wording, but it feels like with this relationship, it's like, oh yeah, they actually just want to be with the other person and they're not fucking around with it.
Yeah.
Like they're the only ones acting like an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know what? Fuck it. Does anybody care about spoilers for Spice and Wolf?
probably not.
Nah.
No.
Okay, Holo and Lawrence get married at the end and they have a kid.
Yay!
Oh,
That's
nice.
good.
That's
Good
cute.
on. Good on them.
Yeah,
Having
good
a
on
healthy
them.
relationship.
Fucking homeboy
and-
stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you,
on
Mark.
him.
I literally saw, like, I think it was like the final Spice and Wolf novel or manga or whatever at Barn. Sorry, no.
You know-
Yeah, Barnes and Nobles.
At
And
a
it had
barn.
a picture of Holo and the cover was basically Holo and Lawrence's wedding, and I'm like, yay!
You know that GIF of Chuck Norris giving the thumbs up from Dodgeball?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's what I just
Yes,
did.
yeah.
Thank you,
Right
Chuck
on.
Norris. Thank you.
You know, because I want to see it because Spice and Wolf is
fucking
oddly
eating like a bucket of chicken. Fucking Chuck Norris.
because Wolf's opinion
Sorry, we
opinion of
distracted you.
but because
Dodgeball's
Wolf
great. Go watch it.
because Wolf's opinion on Spice and Wolf is wrong.
Who?
Wolf he said Dishonored Wolf. I think apparently he didn't like Spice and Wolf.
I mean, it's just probably not for him.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
I'll admit, Slice of Life is not for me, but there are some
it's
that kind
less
of get me.
about slice of life and more about learning about different currencies and how they all add up. It's basically how to be a medieval trader.
Neat. Well,
And I really enjoyed it, and we need more.
So yeah, the dairies, Wyatt, and most of them you just don't need to remember.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I feel like we could watch Mother's Basement video to just for like something enjoyable.
I don't know. I don't think we should be giving him any.
Well, I mean,
Hold
he
on,
might
he's
say a
made
bunch of stupid
decent-
shit, but
he's
he's
made
made
decent
decent
content.
fucking videos.
I'm mainly
Like-
doing about the person he is. Like I understand
Yeah,
separating
but, like-
art from the artist, but I want him to fail.
Yeah, I know, but
Well,
like
okay,
Blizzard's a
no.
bunch
So
of
built
fucking
for
frat
that.
boy pieces of shit, but StarCraft's still a great game.
Like, well, it's just I don't know. It's one of those things
That's
where it's
fair.
like
That's
it's
fair.
like Mother's Basement. Like like I haven't watched his content in a while, but I mainly unsubscribed because of like when I found out the kind of person that he was.
What
Right.
did he actually do, by the way? I was never
he's-
actually
he's-
following him.
he's-
I wasn't much of a fan.
He's a commie.
Oh,
Wait,
that is,
what?
that's all it is.
that sounded even better with the whole staticky
Yeah, you're
slow-mo.
still like coming
Yeah, I
in
know.
with a really
It's
weird
kind of
vibe.
like,
It's
kinda weird.
wait, what?
I kind of glazed over and then I just heard Kami.
She's a robo dare. Which one is that?
Oh god, I hate Max so much. By this point I don't know how to fix it. I genuinely don't. Like this is why I'm just like, sweetie, just get a fucking computer. Just get a fucking...
Nah, man, dude. This works out. We finally got like Alexa IRL. How you doing?
Oh, that's mean.
It's
River, turn
not
off the
mean.
lights.
What are you talking about? Alexa's a cool chick, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, like, but remember that glitch Alexa had a while back?
Wait, what?
No.
What?
What?
I
Oh, no, did
mean,
my wife fuck up, or what happened?
what was it? It had something to do with a group of people that Just Right associates with Attack on Titan.
That what?
Oh Jesus.
The glitch had something to do with a group of individuals that Just Right associates with Attack on Titan.
Nazis. Is that what you're trying to
Oh
No.
no, the opposite of Nazis.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's
yeah. The Eldians.
no, well, okay,
Clearly,
who-
the Eldians.
yeah, the Eldians with their big noses and all them like features.
say? Excuse me.
This is not made up. This is what a YouTuber named Just Right said, that all of the fucking Titans are Jews.
Yeah, which, by the way, that video is gone from his channel, but if you go to my channel...
It's
you can
gone!
watch-
I wonder fucking why!
Like, but if you...
wonder why!
But if you go
God,
to my
what a
channel, all these
fucking
sweet viewers
idiot.
out there, you can watch me, Max, and a bunch of other our friends rip that video to shreds.
And it deserves literally every
Subscribe,
fucking bit of it.
subscribe,
I
and Daddy will
remember
give you a
that
good
like whole
time.
Attack on Titan argument being like the topic of the day, and it was such a fucking stupid argument. And
It was
90% of the
utterly
people
nonsensical.
contributing
What's-
hadn't even seen it.
Hold on, what's worse, Just Right's bullshit like that, or Phil Mento saying the Tomorrow War is like space Vietnam?
I think it's just right because he's
Yeah, Just
literally
Right.
calling the creator of the show anti-Semitic because
Yeah,
he,
even if
because
yeah.
because hang on he calls him anti-Semitic because he thinks the Titans are Jews.
Mhm.
So hold on. So,
Yeah.
somebody.
I kind of remember that.
It's fucking awful.
It's
so bad.
It's
a
also
really
even dumber than that.
really racist and anti-Semitic video.
It's a really fucking
unironically.
horrible video. Like it's
Yes.
unironically, yeah, very fucking racist.
Let me throw the cover back on. The chat's just like, what the fuck are you guys looking at? It's like,
Don't worry about it.
10 minutes. Just rewind
Go-
like 10, 20 minutes.
Asa, go back to your upside down world.
I was about to. He's not even in the upside down world. Asa, you fucking lied to me. I thought you were in Australia. You son of B. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in to
What the fuck?
Yarp.
Hold
Except Asa.
So, let me yeah, that looks like yeah, that's everything. I was gonna say the favorite waifu. It's just like, no, I don't really like talking about that kind of stuff. That's weird.
Fucking
but-
if you don't say
I mean,
if you
Bro is
don't
the
if you
best waifu
don't
in the show,
say
obviously.
I was about to say it's got to be Bro or Esdeath or in fucking Jake's weird furry case.
Leone. Her name is Leone.
I keep
God,
wanting to say
she is
dude, I
best
keep-
girl. She
she's
can
pretty great.
fucking
She's
break.
pretty
She can rip me in half like fucking Goro. That's fucking hot.
She's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
I feel like you can't. I feel like the only wrong choice you can make is Paladin Girl.
Or Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea's great too. Chelsea's good.
No.
for her
Chelsea
own
doesn't
thing.
have enough of a
She
personality.
killed my boy.
She killed your
That
boy,
is
but your boy is a
unforgivable.
fucking murderer. So,
I-
like, what do you want?
I
Like,
wish
Chelsea's a murderer too.
I
Oh,
know they're all
everyone-
fucking horrible people. They're all bad.
But my boy is a wholesome guy
Who kills
understand-
people?
who understands
He's a
the
wholesome guy who makes milk and cookies and he burns people to death. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
especially-
But he's a
yeah,
shitty
you be
person.
quiet.
Yeah, he burns
You
people
didn't-
alive. I think that disqualifies
Look,
you from like.
Look, they're
wholesomeness.
not really people. They're books.
Enough, just
Okay.
right. We're not getting into that discussion.
Jesus Christ. Mine
Like,
was
you
the
didn't
only
mean
one
to.
that I was. Mine was the only one that I was just like, wow, fuck that.
Which one?
Mine.
Oh, mine.
Yeah,
Is it
mine.
mine or my? I thought it
It's
was
mine.
Mine.
M-I-N.
Are we all talking
Oh.
about Pink Girl?
Yeah,
Pink girl with the
I
pink
yeah,
gun girl.
like with me, I'm like, I don't find you attractive at all.
She was hot. Her hair's
No,
She's
she doesn't
alright.
have enough meat. She doesn't have enough meat on her.
See, the thing is, I
sorry.
don't mind chicks who don't have meat. Like it's fine. I love babes of all body types.
No, that's why.
And my
Leone is
my
pretty
and
nice.
my really fucking warmed up to me towards the end. I kind of hated her. At the
And she
beginning.
dresses like a grandma, so I can't get behind that.
Hey man, that works for Rex.
No.
But yeah, but Rags' entire MO is to ruin grandmas. Okay.
Exactly. Hey
What?
man, hey, listen. I'm just saying, Tatsumi had the prime opportunity to incapacitate one of the best generals against his army, and he fucking didn't because he's. a
That's
bitch
true,
boy.
but anyways, but I want to. I told Max this, but I don't know about the rest of you. Christine Otten, who voiced Esdeath, also voices the retarded child in.
words. Stop saying.
Okay, well,
Hold on.
okay, fine.
I know. I'm saying.
Voices the mentally deficient child in the Ghost Stories dub.
Disabled. It's mentally disabled, not deficient.
So.
What would you rather me use the
so,
other word?
Hold on. So we walk around with this potato lady.
Oh
Said
my
it.
god.
I was like starting to lose it.
Yeah, we could just get worse and worse, but the problem is, like, then Susan will just rip the channel down.
Susan,
board by
no.
But
board.
I already apologized, and I corrected my terminology.
He's just
He
a
even-
guest. He's not a yarp. He's not a yarper.
Susan, we're sorry. Then River gets removed from Discord. No,
Wait, what?
I know she becomes full robot and
Yeah, that's
Just
why,
thought-
like,
robot. She's.
I
River
just
starts
thought-
talking like
What's
Susan Wojcicki. She becomes Susan Wojcicki.
I just thought that was a fun, nice little tidbit.
Oh, of course.
So that way when you watch Akame got killed, secretly in your head, the dialogue could be like, yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
I mean,
This,
if
we
Tatsumi
can't
did
talk
that
about
action,
that
she might
dub
have
because a lot
It's
of the
great.
things we can't
It's
quote
Yeah.
But that dub is fucking fantastic.
It's great. It's fantastic. I recommend it. I 100%
Super
watch
recommend
it all day. It's on Crunchyroll.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
So-
The dub?
so-
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
dub's on
actually very
Crunchyroll.
accessible. They didn't
Oh
even
my-
try to like bury it or
Wow.
make it go away or
That
anything.
is
They just like
fucking
harvested how popular
awesome.
it is.
That is
Yeah.
great. Fucking way to lean
You
into
want to
the
be
joke.
an Air Force Ranger? You want to live a
Don't,
life
no,
of
no,
Ranger?
no, no.
I'm not
Ah,
finishing
shut up.
it. I'm not
Don't
finishing it, but
finish
the
it.
the people who know will laugh.
Well, at least he's not racist.
This is
It's
honestly
one of the best
hey,
jokes ever.
Hold on.
Do you not wait? Hang on.
Oh.
Do you not know do you not know about the ghost story dub? What?
Hold on. I would like to.
This is
point
actually
out-
important. No, no, no,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
I
no.
need to point
Do you
something out
not
to
know?
chat. I need to point something out to chat first. This is us on a good day.
Yes, we're talking about fun anime and doing the best, being the best that you can be, and not being racist.
Oh my god.
Always pay your child support on time.
And listen, just because a bunny is a certain color, that doesn't mean you can't love them.
Oh no, no.
Susan.
never work.
Okay, Wyatt,
Wait,
do you? Okay,
Wait,
for real.
are
No,
we
Susan,
talking
seriously.
about Zootopia now?
What?
What? Hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
Hold
I'm
on, please.
Listen,
Hold on.
Even in
Listen
your
here,
robot
Borg
voice,
lady.
lay out how
We
you
don't
connected the
take too
dots
kindly to
to
your kind
Zootopia.
here.
I'm right next to her, and I still didn't understand what she said.
Yeah, because she turned
I
into the Borg.
heard bunny of a different color.
Look, okay, seriously, you're fucking avoiding answering it. Do you guys know about the what is it? Ghost Story? Ghost Story dub?
Ghost Story stuff. Yeah.
No, what is
I
this?
do.
Oh my god, I know what we're
That
fucking
is
doing after this
must-watch
stream.
material.
I
It is
know what we're doing.
hilarious.
We don't even have to watch the full
internet
thing. Let's
was
just
a
watch the
gift from
highlights.
the Lord Jesus.
Have we just fallen apart? Is this what YARP is now? Just I'm like looking to the sky, like why are we here? Just to suffer.
Well, with that,
Yeah, I
ladies
think we're
and
gonna cut
gentlemen-
it. Hey Jake, promote your fucking channel.
Oh yeah, go ahead, go first. before I
Subscribe to
give
my
her a little
channel.
outro.
It's called Jake the Surgeon. I'm not a real surgeon and I spelled it wrong, but I don't fucking care.
Oh no.
I'm
this
working
brash?
on Godzilla vs Kong review, and then after that, I'm working on a secret project that Max and Wyatt know about, but the rest of them don't. It's for my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. That's right, 10 years this October.
Congratulations, man.
Subscribe. Follow me on the Twatter. Give me money. Give me child sacrifices. Give me your homes.
Also, yes.
Her chat is just reminding me. It's like, YouTube's such a lovely thing.
Give me milk and cookies. Give me presents. Give me cat girls, Elon Musk. Get to work on cat girls.
Hey, we
I'm
need
hitting
cat
the
girls.
button. Goodbye.
Well, hang on, everybody. Yeah,
What?
please tune in next week,
Yeah.
next Sunday for yet another response podcast where we continue to talk about dumb bullshit. Thank you, everybody.